Good evening, football fans. I'm Logan Carney, and welcome to tonight's special homecoming matchup of the Norwood Knights and your number 7 ranked Plum Mustangs. The Mustangs are coming off a crushing 35-7 victory against the Altoona Mountain Lions. In that game, your Mustangs tallied 223 yards on the ground and limited Altoona to -7 yards total in the first half. The Mustangs are now 2-0 in conference play and 3-0 overall. The Mustangs are, of course, coached by Matt Morgan. Norwood, however, is looking to spoil this homecoming night by handing the Mustangs their first loss of the season. Norwood enters this game 2-0 in conference play, but 2-1 overall. We had a couple of close ones recently. After a 31-0 pounding they put on Latrobe back in Week 1. In Week 2, what might be the game of the year, Hempfield managed to beat them at the end on a 2-point conversion play. Last week, they came back from 20-7 at halftime against Seneca Valley to win 35-27. They are led by senior and 4-year starter at quarterback Nick Amendola, who have 178 pass yards and 2 touchdowns in Week 3. Norwood is coached by Dave Brzezinski. Once again, I'm Logan Carney. Joining with me today are Dylan Fantone, Tyler Wilson, Ricky Stickle, and coming back, Jake Matolo, Joe Nania, Nick Poparky, and the real deal himself, Mr. Rick Barat. Now, guys, Plum and Norwood both have momentum as they are both coming off of impressive victories. What will the Mustangs have to do in order to keep the momentum on their side? I'll start with you, Dylan.
I'm going to say that Plum's going to have to run the ball more and just keep on working on the passing game, but mainly running.
Ricky?
I think we really need to pound the ball in the middle some more, get some good runs.
Thanks, guys. Now let's get set for action. You're watching Plum Mustang Sports on the Plum Mustang Sports Network.
The Plum Mustang Sports Network and all other affiliates of Plum TV are not responsible for any injuries, spilled beverages, or dropped food that could occur in the duration of this broadcast, and advises you to eat, drink, and cheer at your own risk.
Looks like, guys, Norwood won the toss. They'll be receiving first. And so odd to see the Mustangs in their gray unis, guys. It's something we haven't seen, obviously, in years. One home game this year, so the new unis. And, of course, you can always pick out Jake Chapla, our all-section kicker, as he's wearing the safety lime green shoes. So Jake's lining up the ball here. Tyler Wilson's on the camera in the first quarter. I'm sure he'll zoom in a little bit. We'll get a shot there at Jake's shoes as Tyler zooms in. You can see those safety lime green shoes. And we've talked about this all season long, guys. What a huge factor it is when Jake Chapla, and hopefully he won't make me look like a liar here, can boot that ball in the end zone and teams start off on the 20.
Back to return will be number 3, Tevin Washington. And there's the kick. And this one will go all the way
into the end zone.
Behind the end zone for a touchback. So the Norwood Knights will take the ball at the 20, and we will see quarterback.
It's Amendola, correct?
You are correct. The Knights will start out in shotgun.
Amendola is a 4-year starter quarterback, guys.
And there's a snap. He will keep. He will run to the outside and will get maybe a yard on that one.
And I don't know how much he weighs or his height, Logan. You have that in front of you, and I'm sure Rick can start calling out some numbers also. But I mean, he's a big boy. I mean, they list him at 6'1", 215. I mean, he looks up here. He looks like he's 6'2", 6'3", and he looks every bit at 215, if not more. And they're throwing second and third and short. He's going to be a handful to tackle tonight.
He had a nice game last week through the air. He will get the snap, but there will be a flag on the play. Looks like it will move the Knights up. Be an encroachment on the Mustangs.
A lot of cheerleaders here tonight, guys. I think the 9th grade cheerleaders are here. There's a good, boy, 30 or 40 cheerleaders in front of us.
So second down, about 4, and he will throw. He has a man open. It'll be intercepted right off the bat. That's number 5, Kevin Brown. He will round to the outside and get tackled at about the 16-yard line. And on the first throw of the day will be an interception, and that puts the Mustangs in the red zone. Of course, is the Heinz red zone. Get your thick and rich ketchup at your local Giant Eagle.
There looks to be 2 flags in the play, Logan. Right back at the 40.
This one could be coming back.
Well, you know what? I'm curious to see. I mean, the ball was deflected, so I mean, if something's an interference call, we know that that really doesn't matter because the ball was deflected. But probably, guys, as the refs are moving back, probably some sort of illegal block in the back on the return. So Plum hopefully will retain possession.
Personal foul on the Mustangs.
We call it a personal foul on the Mustangs, guys. That's a 15-yard penalty, and that's from the spot of the foul. So that would occur right as the interception occurred on the 40. So Plum, which had the ball in the Mustang red zone inside the 20 of the Knights, go the whole way back to their own 45. Still great field position, though. The Mustangs are starting off, guys, in a bunch set, so you can probably guess that there might be some sort of run here this week to start off the game.
And yes, it will be the keeper, and he will run to the outside, and he will have a little bit of room, and he'll get to about the 50-yard line. That was number 7, Jaleel Bay, part of their great run game they have, the Mustangs.
And picked up about 5 to the outside, and looks like Corey Thomas will come in now, quarterback. He comes under center.
So the second down and 5 with 10:53 remaining in the first quarter.
Ashton Teetert wide left. Patrick Crossy wide right.
And there's a snap. He'll hand it off to Bay. Bay will get maybe a yard.
And he might have 1, potentially 2. Regardless, it will be 3rd and about 4 for the Mustangs.
Interception by Kevin Brown to the Mustangs.
The Mustangs will go in a shotgun trips formation, and there's a snap. He will throw, and it will be caught. Great catch by number 23, Ashton Teeter. And there's the first down of the game for your Mustangs.
This is just the start the Mustangs wanted against this tough Norwin team.
Result of the play is a Mustang.
So it'll be 1st down and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. We're coming up on 10 minutes here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, there's still no score. Mustangs had a big turnover that put him at the 16, but it got called back on a personal foul.
Nick Coxon, guys, under center.
And he will keep it, and he will get about 6 on the play.
And we saw this package, guys, and we didn't go out to the Altoona Mountain Cats game because of the distance, and my daughter actually had a soccer tournament in Columbus, but we saw this 2 weeks ago in North Hills with the whole entire second half. Plum seemed to keep it on the ground and just do a variety of Wildcat packages and just blasted it through time and time again and just ate up clock. So
Corey Thomas will be back in at quarterback. There's a snap. He will hand it off to Brown. Brown will get some room, and he's going down the sideline. He gets under the 20, he gets under the 10. He breaks the tackle, gets down in the 5. Still going to the 4-yard line. And what a run for Kevin Brown. That will put them in right back in the Heinz red zone. Get your thick and rich ketchup at your local Giant Eagle. It'll be 1st and goal with 8:56 remaining on the clock.
First and goal on the 5. That was a 30-yard carry by Kevin Brown.
See now Patrick Rossi's now in under center.
And there's a snap. He'll hand it off, and he will get to maybe the 3-yard line.
Patrick Rossi on the carry.
So it'll be second down
2. Aaron
and 3. Coming up here, approaching 8 minutes.
2 yards. Second and goal from the 3.
We've seen the Mustangs go a lot through Wildcat. They've been splitting time. Their running backs at quarterback through the Wildcat formation. We've seen Corey Thomas this year. We've seen Matt Goodland this year. And we will see Patrick Rossi on this play. And there's a snap. He will keep. He will get to the outside, and he will get in. There's a flag on the play. He'll get tackled at the 1, but there is a flag on the play.
Live on the play.
Wait and see what the call here is. Looks like a chop block for the Plum Mustangs.
Chop block for the Mustangs.
And that will push them back. Costly penalty there, so push them back all the way to the 14-yard line. So we will have second and long now. If you're just joining us, still nothing here. 7:45 remaining in the quarter. In at quarterback now will be Nicholas Coxon. He will take the snap and he will keep. He will get up the middle. He will go down inside the 10, and he will put them right back to where they were, back inside the 10. We'll have third down and 9 coming up here. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Brought down by number 33, Andrew.
You see Corey Thomas come back in at quarterback. Corey Thomas last week, 4 of 9 for passing, 90 yards, and he had the long touchdown, 46-yard touchdown to star wide receiver Ashton Teeter. And there's a snap. He will throw. He has a man coming in, and he will almost intercepted. Nick Amendola, their quarterback and middle linebacker, came in. Looks like it scared Corey Thomas into throwing it. And now we'll see Jake Chapla come in and try and do what he always does and put 3 points on for the Mustangs. You know, exactly at 7 minutes here in the first quarter. There's a snap and the kick. It is up and it is good right through the uprights. So with 6:57 remaining in the quarter, your Mustangs score first here at Mustang Stadium. Your Plum Mustangs lead it 3-0. See, Matt McClure looks to be complaining to the ref about something as the kick units come onto the field. Jake Chapla in the kick. Back to return will be number 3, Devon Washington. Jake Chapla's first kick. It's all the way at the back of the end zone for a touchback. And then 3 plays later, Mustangs had an interception. And that led to their 3-point drive to start out this game. And that one will go into the end zone again for a touchback. Joining us now, one of my good friends, announced with him last year, Mr. Joseph Nania. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Good to be back, guys.
Now, how many games have you seen your former teammates play so far this year?
I saw the first game versus Hempfield, and I was very impressed. I was looking for a big win, and they got the big win. This team's loaded. I mean, we had a great season last year, but these kids have the potential to do something great this year, and I think they know that.
Norwin will hand the ball off. They will get nothing, so the ball will be back on the 20. Joe, we've talked to Nick back in that first game. We understand that he may be joining us later tonight, along with Jake Vitolo, who I did get to see earlier today. What is your impression on the way the Mustangs have changed so far in seeing them this year and seeing them last year?
Well, I mean, they look just so much more fundamental than we did last year. Oh, wow.
And Amendola hurdles a player and gets the first down.
And Logan, they're going to call a flag on that because in high school football, that's considered dangerous. So they're going to call a flag and bring that back for the hurdle.
So what was a very impressive and athletic play will actually cost them. And now, Joe, I do believe that they won't give them the first down on that one.
Right.
So we'll bring up second down. And
the hurdle is against the rules in high school football.
There's 6 minutes and 7 seconds left to play.
It's funny though, Logan, you come back, it was almost like you had shivers like the first time I came back here for the first game, you know? You see all these guys that you played with last year. You see some new faces too that are playing, and some of the freshmen that are now sophomores, and some of them are just so talented. You look at Corey Thomas as being one of those guys, you know, we could tell from very early last year that he was going to be a big factor in the upcoming years.
Nick Amendola in at quarterback. He's very, very athletic, very big quarterback. They will throw. He has a man open. That'll be number 6, Peyton Derry, and he will get to the 25-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Matt Morgan is signaling that I went against Norwin. And it will be holding on the Knights. So that will push that pass back all the way to the 15-yard line. So we will have third down and long coming up here with 5 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Your Mustangs lead this one 3-0 with a very, very good quarterback under center. We expect maybe a long pass here, but they are backed up inside their own 20. Man in motion. Nick Amendola, he will keep it. He tosses it off. It'll be number 5, Jonathan Machota, who will get tackled immediately at the 11-yard line. So we have a fourth down and long as we see the punt units trot onto the field.
Logan, looking at this Norwin team from last year, first time they were good in a while was last year, and looks like they have a lot of returning starters, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of seniors on the line, a lot of big guys. I remember that left tackle from last year, but I don't really remember his name, but
Norwin has some very, very big players. Looks like they'll actually go for it here. They throw deep. Will be caught It'll be a first down. There is a flag, but if it holds up, Anthony Delfami just caught a huge, huge pass that would give Norwin a first down. And it is against Norwin, so the first down will not stand. So another long third down here. So the ball will be placed at their own 5-yard line. 4:47 remaining in the first quarter. Now we talked about Norwin having some big players. Tight end Stephen Petrick committed to Temple. He was originally labeled questionable coming into this game, but he is playing. 6'5", 230-pound tight end. So we'll be on the lookout for him. So you see Amendola take the snap. He throw the outside. He hit, but he'll be great that tackle when he'll go down and get tackled about the 11-yard line. So the Mustangs will get the ball back here on a punt. 4:21 remaining in the first quarter. Your Mustangs lead it 3-0.
Well, it's going to be Mustangs ball, folks, with 4:14 left here in the first quarter. Mustangs 3, Norwin Knights 0. Well, it's good to be back in the broadcast booth, guys. I'm Jake Matolo. Alongside me here with a great crew tonight. And another guest of honor with me tonight as we are back home, Mr. Broadcast Basketball himself, Joe Nania, up here, bud. How are you doing?
Doing great, Jake. Awesome to be back in Plum.
It is great to be up here. Plum's going to start with the ball on the Norwin 40-yard line. First down and 10 after the Mustangs got a couple penalties going their way on the last possession. Thomas is going to throw out of the pocket, escapes. He's going to move forward and pounce for about 4 with some forward progress to the 36-yard line. Brought down right there by Nolan Bruh.
Brought down by number 2, Eric Paul.
Jake, Corey Thomas is one of those kids where you're just looking for him to make a move. He even has an arm. They use him in some special packages now, and he could still throw. I mean, he's a dangerous kid.
If you look up to the sky, maybe we can get a camera shot on that quickly. That is Scott Harbaugh, the weatherman, who's doing a quick flyby for this game. One of 2 games he will be at. And there's a snap. Corey Thomas will hand it off. That is Nick Coxon, who will get maybe 2 yards. We'll give him 1 yard on that one. So we have 3rd down and 6 coming up as we approach 3 minutes here in the first quarter.
Now, Logan, I saw it a little bit last week, especially in Altoona, too. Plum is kind of splitting the carries a little bit between Brown and Cox, and they really don't have a set starter. I like both of them. I know you like both of them, and they've done a pretty good job for the Mustangs.
Well, as we've seen earlier in this year, it's not just those two. We've seen a lot. We saw a lot of Nick Carlosano in the North Hills game, and he really reunited what was a lost running game on that first half back in that game, as their defense was very, very strong. Corey Thomas will get the handoff. He will keep it and run to the outside. He looks to throw, but he will be knocked out of bounds about the 40-yard line, so there'll be a loss of 4 on the play. So we have 4th down and 10.
I'm interested to see what they do here, Logan. They're out of Chapla's field goal range, obviously. I imagine they send the punt team out, but it'd be kind of a long shot if they go for it.
Jake Chappell will come out. Jake, I don't know if you noticed, but he has been punting this year. We didn't see him punt last year. But of course, with any hopes of getting into Division I or even possibly NFL, every strong-legged kicker needs to learn how to punt. And Jake Chappell has been doing a fine job of that so far this year.
Look at Pat McAfee, Logan, and a West Virginia Plum graduate himself.
And there's the punt. It will take a Plum bounce and will stop at the 1-yard line. And what a punt by
Guys,
Jake Chapla.
Jake Chapla being one of my best friends, I've been able to talk to him some, and he's really been working hard on his punt game. I mean, you obviously see the 52-yarder last year at Connellsville, but, I mean, he's been working real hard to adjust his game in both styles.
Well, going into last year's season, he actually won a punting competition at a kickers camp. We did not see him, like we said previously, he did not punt a lot last year. He has been punting this year, and as you saw in that one, he's been very, very good at it. So 2:26 remaining in the first quarter. Mustangs lead it 3-0. 1st and 10 from Norwin at the 1-yard line.
Look for the Mustangs to be really aggressive here. They might get flagged for it.
Yeah, like you said, they were very, very aggressive. Might have jumped a bit too early. And that will move Norwin up. Encroachment on the Mustangs. And Norwin will now be able to snap the ball to the quarterback outside of the end zone. So 1st and 5 now, ball on the 5. My apologies, the 6.
And like you said, gives them a little bit of breathing room now for Amendola.
Amendola will keep it, and he will get to the other side. He will break a tackle when he goes down to about the 20-yard line. They will spot the ball at the 21. That is a 1st down for the Norwin Knights. 2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mustangs lead it 3-0.
And we've seen since his freshman year at Norwin, Nick Amendola has really proved himself as a very elite quarterback, and if not this conference, in the entire Quad A WPIAL, Logan. Nick Amendola has the legs and has a pretty strong arm too, and definitely has proven himself as a top quarterback in the WPIAL Quad A.
Amendola will get the ball in shotgun. Mustangs show blitz. He'll blitz 5. Amendola has a man open the outside. He will shake a tackler and get to the 30-yard line. This will be about a yard short of the 1st down. He was approached 2nd down and 1. Here's Jake talking about Nick Amendola. He's a 4-year starter at 2 positions, quarterback and linebacker. We've talked about how great of a quarterback he is, but he's actually played better at the linebacker position. Last year, 1st team all WPIAL at linebacker, not receiving any accolades for his play at the quarterback position, but as we've seen so far in this game, minus that 1 interception, he's done a very, very good job.
Absolutely, Logan. I agree with that 100%. He is a proven football player, especially on the defensive side, like you just said, too.
Mustangs show blitz. Amendola will hand the ball off. It'll be number 5, Jonathan Lachota, who will get the 1st down and a little bit more. Will be placed at about the 38-yard line.
Nice run by Lachado right there, Logan. Had a blocking ahead of him. Had a nice run right there.
Guys, just want to comment on how much the Plum football culture has changed here. It's absolutely amazing. Like, we came down Ellicott Road today, and you can't even drive through it. There's parking spots unavailable on Ellicott Road.
And there will be a lobs it up.
Having played here since freshman year, I mean, we used to not be able to get people in the stands, guys. I mean, you look and there's not an empty chair here. Like, it's unbelievable.
And guys,
Jake, you could contest that. I mean, isn't it unbelievable?
Well, Logan and I, seeing that last year, especially the crowd coming out for you guys, is Nick Poprocky, former lineman here for the Plum Mustangs. Great to be here back with us here, Nick. First time up here in the football booth, too. You guys really proved last year that the crowd will come out when you guys played great like you did last year.
Yeah, Jake, it's great to be up here. Great to see you guys again. And it's really interesting to be in the broadcasting side of a football game. But yeah, it's so great to see so many cars here and so many people supporting the Mustangs. It's just wonderful to see how well they're doing.
And there's a loss of 5 on the play. So put it 3rd down and 15 as we approach 20 seconds left in the first quarter. And guys, go back to that lob pass by Nick Amendola. I don't know if you noticed who dropped it. That was actually tight end Stephen Petrick, Temple recruit, and one of the better players on this Norwood Knights team.
And another penalty against Norwin here, Logan. I think it's a 5th or 6th so far. We're not even through the first quarter here yet.
Yes, we have to get the unofficial stats. At halftime, we have seen them penalized a lot. I believe the Mustangs have only been penalized twice in this game. Of course, one of them took away a huge interception return, but they still managed to get 3 points. So we get under 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Your Mustangs lead at 3-0. Norwin look to run the last play of the quarter. They can't see the game clock. Let's get to 3 seconds left. And the clock will run out. There is a flag on the play. The clock stops.
Eager to what happens here, Logan. Either the lineman jumped first that caused Zach Nolan to go offside, or Zach Nolan integrated the neutral zone, therefore making the offensive lineman jump, and it is an inadvertent flag, I
Jake,
believe.
I think he went because he saw the clock hit 0, and he thought if they got a playoff, he'd get a jump.
And that looks like the call of the official just waving off the penalty, so that'll be the end of the first.
At the end of the first quarter, your score, 3-0 Mustangs. And I will be turning it over to one of my good friends, mentor, and probably one of the best play-by-play commentators that I personally know, Mr. Jake Matolo, for the second quarter. And I will hopefully be back at the end of half.
You will be back. Definitely, Logan.
They gave the mic to 3 old guys, huh?
Well, guys, I don't know about you 3. Our freshman years have been, I do know, actually. I've been holding with you guys close. You guys have been my friends throughout high school with the broadcast crew and everything you guys do in basketball. Obviously, I'm doing football. We're having a great first time in our first semester.
Absolutely.
I'm at Penn State. Nick, to my right here, is at Point Park, and Joe is at The Rock, Slippery Rock University.
It's definitely a lot different from being an old PHS, Jake, but it's been a good experience, I think, for all 3 of us.
Absolutely.
Definitely great to be back.
It's weird you come back and you drive down those roads you've driven down for 18 plus years, and it's like, wow, this actually isn't my home right now, you know? We're all 3 of us being kind of best friends throughout high school, and we don't even see each other on a regular basis anymore. It's a lot different, so I just want to give the message out. Enjoy your time in high school.
Well, there's no question about that one.
Oh, agreed, and especially in a place like Plum, too, guys. Amendola's going to start in the shotgun with 3 wide trips to the left. It will be 2nd down and 28. The flag was not negated against Plum on that last play. Amendola back to throw. He's trying to escape the pocket, and he is escaped again. He's going to move to the left. Whiteman missed the tackle. We're going to go outside, and he'll be down that time. Nice tackle over there by the Mustangs. That's Zach Kay on the left side of the field. And he will back Amendola up for a loss of about 4. It'll be a 3rd down coming up here for the Mustangs as we get the second quarter underway. Plum 3, Norwin 0 in a battle between 2 Quad A foes in the Foothills Conference. Fighting to stay on top of first place are the Plum Mustangs, and Norwin trying to get even with Plum in the standings and to make each team's both 3-1 if Norwin wins tonight's matchup.
Nick, I don't know about you, but being a former player and stuff, I've been Friday nights before, you know, I do something with my friends, I'm out, I'm checking Twitter. I'm trying to find out what the Mustangs are doing. I mean, this is an unbelievable team loaded with talent.
Oh, absolutely. I a couple weeks ago was actually at the Pirates game on a Friday night, and it was the second Mustangs game against North Hills, and it was that close game they had. They won by 3, and I was checking my phone the whole game. My battery almost died at PNC Park because I was constantly checking the Twitter timeline, but thankfully we came out on top on that one. The defense is still doing what we've been doing for a while.
Oh, yeah. Forced 6 turnovers that game, guys, and won a close one, 10-7 at North Hills as Plum will watch Norwin back up another 5 yards for a delay of game penalty. Guys, you see it a lot on 3rd and long. Are you thinking a run, screenplay? What do you guys think here?
I'm thinking a screen, Jake. It looks like they're setting up. I mean, 3rd and long, it almost looks like forever, but no, it looks like they're going for it.
Amendola will throw over the middle. The pass is incomplete. It is intended for number 1, Anthony Delafimen, over the middle, and Norwin will have to punt here once again on 4th down and long. Good stop right there by the Mustangs on defense.
Yeah, Jake, and that's actually a really big play, pressuring the quarterback there on the throw, because if he wasn't under that pressure, that's a pretty easy pass to complete, and that gives him a lot of room to punt the ball. Now the Mustangs should get the ball around the 50-yard line, and that could be really beneficial for them to open up this lead.
They have Crossy back to return for the Mustangs, like Nick said, around the 45-yard line. And it is almost a rugby punt kick to the left, a short kick. Crossy will return it, did not call for a fair catch, so Crossy's going to get to the 40. He's going to cut back, cross back towards the middle, and get a couple yards forward. Crossy recovered the ball, it seemed like, under the pile as he fumbled it right towards the end, but the Mustangs will have the football in good field position at the Norwin 38-yard line, and that is where the Mustangs will come out. First down and 10, up 3-0 with 10:43 remaining here in this second quarter.
Jake, I gotta say, looking at Pat Crossy this year from last year, he looks a lot trimmer or more ripped. I mean, he looks a little bit more shifty. Like, you know, obviously working very hard in the summertime, but and now they're running him with the Wildcat. You see, good run by KB here.
Yeah, Kevin Brown. Thomas was the quarterback and handed off to Brown, and Brown got about 8 or 9. It will be second down coming up for the Mustangs here.
And the Corey Thomas experiment is interesting to me because, I personally had the opportunity to be here for the first game that they played against Hempfield, and you saw a lot of Matt Goodland, the senior, a guy that Joe and I are both very familiar with on the field. And he looked very composed. He looked pretty strong with the ball. But it looks like Corey Thomas may have a little bit more natural ability to run and to make some plays with his arm. And so far, obviously, there's a lot of pressure being a quarterback for a good team when you're young, but he's done a very good job.
And Kevin Brown will get the handoff again, makes a couple cutbacks. He got the first down plus about 3 more, and it will get to the 24-yard line. First down Mustangs as Kevin Brown once again gets the carry from Corey Thomas.
Also want to comment on how much harder Kevin Brown is running this year. It's day and night, Jake. Day and night from last year. Not that he was running compulsive by any means last year, but he is running hard and he's running with a purpose this year. I mean, you could tell it too.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
He hits the hole so much faster than he used to. He's way more comfortable.
Absolutely, guys, and especially
it looks so clean.
Exactly. Looking for glimpses from that Kiski game where he scored, I think, 4 touchdowns in last year. Thomas hands it off again. This time, I couldn't see the number. It is Jaleel Bay who gets the ball on first down, and he got a couple, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10 for the Mustangs as he did get back to the line of scrimmage.
Jaleel's a guy we never played with, but we knew his ability coming in. He adds a lot of speed to that lineup.
Well, as Logan was saying, too, we're seeing a little rotation now. It's Coxon, it's Kevin Brown, it's Nick Carlosano, it's Jaleel Bay. They really have a good rotation working here in the running backs.
They even got a little rotation with the fullbacks now. You see sophomore Dakota Sunday getting a little bit more snaps. We didn't know that he was going to play this year, but he really is a strong kid. I remember that from last year, him being on the freshman team. And obviously Dylan Whiteman.
And the senior tight end, fullback Dylan Whiteman, as Coxon out of the Wildcat will get the ball and carry it for about 5. It will be third down and about 5 from the 19-yard line for the Mustangs as they are in the Heinz red zone. You guys know, get your thick and rich Heinz ketchup. Any place ketchup is sold, preferably at your local Giant Eagle.
And you know, Jake, this is where the Mustangs struggled earlier in the game. In the first quarter, on their first possession in the red zone, they scored the touchdown, but they had the penalty on Jake Tessick. Now it's really imperative that the Mustangs get in the end zone, have a little bit of a lead here, about almost halfway through the second quarter.
Absolutely, and it is going to be a trickery play as Brown tried to throw it. He's going to try to move forward, and Brown is close to the first down. I think he was stopped about a yard short.
Jake, they have to go for this. They're too overpowering up front. They have to go for this.
Nick, do you agree?
I would agree, and with the leg strength of Jake Chapela, this is a gimme kick for him, even though it's on the hash. I think you go for it. I think you try your best to score a touchdown. Your defense is playing well. They haven't given up any points yet. I think it's a good spot to take advantage of that.
I think, Nick, if I'm looking at it correct, I saw Chris Erfurt come in, and this is the jumbo set.
There's no question. That was me and you last year.
Right.
Or you and me, excuse me. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a run, and it looks
Chris
like to the left
Erfurt
side.
Looking at that. Jumbo side on the left, playing an extra tight end, Jake.
Yep, they have Coxon who got the ball on the Wildcat. There is a flag on the play. For now, Coxon was stopped short of the first down, but we do need to see what the flag is on the play. It was thrown from the side judge towards the line of scrimmage. Usually a holding call, but it was an illegal formation call on the Mustangs. And they will have to redo fourth down now.
Now you bring
Here comes Chapel up.
I agree, guys, and now Chapel will come out for the field goal.
And you know what, Jake, a big key for me, I think, when you see a penalty, when you see something going wrong in the game, you look on the sidelines, you see the tallest guy in the white shirt. When Matt Morgan's not happy, you know something went wrong. When he is happy, you know something went right, but he's an emotional guy on the sidelines, and he's not very happy with his team right now with that penalty, but see if they can cash in and get some points here.
Better to get some than none.
I would agree completely.
Right, and you saw right there even too, they did not get the first down, so this is almost new life and a chance for 3 points here for the Mustangs with 7:20 remaining in the first half. It is Mustangs 3, Norwin 0. Plum trying to make it a touchdown lead rather than a field goal lead. And for Chapla, this will be about a 38-yard field goal. He is 1 for 1 on the night. He hit a 25-yarder. Crossy with the hold. Chapla the kick. It is up, and it is going to be no good.
Look,
you know,
good
Jake.
from here.
Yeah, you know, Jake, I mentioned earlier that even though it was on the hash, it's a very makeable kick for Jake. It looks like the hash might have screwed him up a little bit. He pulled it a little bit to the right, and just a tough break for him. It looked like the snap and the hold are pretty good. But, you know, now an opportunity for Norman. We'll see what the Mustangs defense can respond with.
Yes, Norwin escapes the Plum drive that made it to the red zone. Plum had a illegal formation penalty on 4th down and 2, which forced them to try a field goal attempt that has just been missed by Chapla from 38 yards. Unlike him, but that's okay. Plum will now go on defense, where they've held Norwin scoreless so far through about 15 minutes of the game so far.
And I love the word you said, escaped. It seems like the defenses in this game, that's really what they're doing. The teams have been able to move the ball, but it's the penalties, it's the missed kicks that have really been hurting the offenses that really seem to be doing all right in this game, moving the football.
Just a quick reminder, at halftime will be the homecoming ceremonies here at Plum Senior High School for the 2015 school year. Amendola in the shotgun on 1st down. He's going to throw. He will throw over the middle. The pass is off the hands of the Temple recruit, Stephen Petrick, a tight end, and almost intercepted by the Mustang defense. Nick Coxon was in there on the play, and it will be 2nd down and 10. Now it's 7:02 remaining with the clock frozen. 2nd down and 10 from the 20 for Norwin. Amendola in the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield. He gives it a handoff, and I couldn't get a number on that up the middle, but he did not get much.
Really good push by the Mustangs defensive line there.
You're seeing a real physical game out here tonight. A lot of running the ball, and even on the sides, I saw Kevin Brown wrestling with that wide receiver over the side there. You could kind of tell that these 2 teams have a little bit of bad blood from last year.
And I'm sure the Norman players aren't very happy with the way that our team last year was able to kind of come back from that deficit we had and just kind of bully them up front and come back and win that game.
That's right. You 2 guys were on the field trailing 14-0 at one point. You guys, Mustangs came back last year to defeat the Knights at Norwin Knight Stadium in North Huntington, 23-14. Amendola to throw, and he's going to be sacked. Fumble! Fumble! Yes. Mustangs have the football! That is Chris Arthur recovering the ball inside the 25-yard line for the Plum Mustangs, where they will start with a 1st down and 10. Big pressure right there from the Mustangs, guys.
Zach Kay, Dylan Whiteman, a couple of seniors, a couple of guys with a lot of game experience. Good pressure there on the quarterback. Really, really good blitz by the linebackers.
And it puts them in great field position, guys, at the 23-yard line of Norwin, where they will start with a 1st down and 10.
And Jake, Dylan Whiteman has been one of the hardest working guys on this team since day one, since Coach Morgan and all the other coaches came. I mean, can't say enough about that kid.
Oh, and Thomas fumbled the football. I think he got it back.
Yeah.
He did. Thomas fumbled on the handoff and recovered his own fumble at the 20, let's see, the 28 or the 29-yard line. It will be at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Mustangs. And guys, it is always tough, especially on the defensive side, when you lose a lot of seniors, like you guys know. But the defense today, so far, as we see 0 points so far, has really stepped up big time.
Right.
And they've lost some experience with seniors, but especially the linebacking core, but they haven't lost a whole lot of experience as far as players are concerned because they played a lot of younger guys last year. So the defensive line especially has been able to benefit with that.
Thomas will fake the handoff. He's going to throw it deep towards the end zone. Teeter is there. It's going to be touchdown Mustangs with a pass interference call right there. Teeter catches the 28-yard bomb from Thomas, and the Mustangs will go up 9-0 and 10-0 barring the extra point. Teeter with pass interference on the play just turned around, and Thomas placed that ball pretty darn well, guys.
Jake, Teeter is known for his speed, and you usually see him with the long ball, but I'm very impressed at his mechanics there and the way he turned around, even with the contact, to make that catch.
Completely agree. A really nice adjustment on the play. He was able to turn his body the right way into a place where he could use the sideline and his body to make the catch. He did a great job.
Well, mark that down, guys. This is about to be, barring the extra point from Chapel, 7 points forced off turnovers. That is a key part to any game, as you guys know. And it's great. It honestly is great to have you guys up here, especially with football minds. You know, it could not be made it possible last year and in years past. But to have you guys with the experience that you have up here is great. And you guys know points off turnovers can cost or win you a game.
Jake, now we just need a basketball reunion with a basketball mind up at the booth.
Oh, you know that's going to happen.
Not 2 football guys.
It's going to be 1 basketball guy with 2 football guys as Chaplin makes the extra point, and it is good. And now with 5:20 remaining in the first half of play from Mustang Stadium in Plumboro, Pennsylvania, the Plum Mustangs lead the Norwin Knights 10-0.
This is a really big possession now coming up for the Norman Knights. Like mentioned before, they've been able to get a little bit going, but they stall out. The Plum defense has done a great job on 3rd downs. And so this is going to be really important. It could determine some of the game. If the Mustangs get the ball back with 3 minutes, 2 minutes left and score, that's going to turn the tide a lot. But if Norman can take the ball down, get a field goal, or even get into the end zone, it's really going to turn this game around. So really important possession, especially for the defense here. See what they can do against the pass. Amendola has a pretty decent arm for the Knights.
Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a lot bigger of a Norwin team than I remember last year. Their line looks a little bit bigger up front than I remember,
No, I couldn't agree more. When I showed up today and I saw the way they looked warming up, I was surprised because last year we were able to see Norwin. They had a lot of taller kids, but they didn't have a lot of kids that looked built for football, built for the offensive line. It's the complete opposite this year. They have a lot of bigger guys who may or may not have that experience. We don't know. But they look like a physical team, and they've shown up to be one. The offense has just stuttered a little bit.
And by no means do we mean they weren't tough. I mean, we only edged out that win by 9 points, but I mean, you see this year, I mean, they got a lot of depth up front that I just don't remember it from last year.
Yeah, and they were definitely a very tough football team, and it looks like they've proved that in the offseason. It looks like they have a lot of bigger and stronger guys.
I mean, you look at it, they got another win over Seneca Valley, a normal power up in the Quad North.
That's 2 years in a row beating them.
We were shocked last year. You're thinking, oh, Norwin's going to get blown out by Seneca Valley. And
they showed up.
They showed up and won the game. I think they put 50 on them. I mean, I don't think it was that this year, but I mean, even so, Seneca Valley always a big. I mean, it's one of the biggest schools in the Whippeal, and you beat them by any means.
Amendola out of the shotgun once again, like we've seen all night with this Norwin offense. First down, he is going to carry it this time to the outside, and he gets some room to the outside. Crossy there cannot finish the tackle, and he is finished on the outside. Crossy impeded his path, and then he was finished on the outside by Mr. Kevin Brown. It will be 2nd down for the Norwin Knights coming up. 5 minutes and counting remaining in this first half. Mustangs with a 10-0 lead.
And you know what, Joe, you touched on Kevin Brown's ability to run the ball and how much it's improved. He and Leighton Quell on defense, junior and then Leighton the senior, they've looked fantastic tonight. and they did against Hempfield also. They really look like they've worked on their ball skills.
Leighton has been unbelievable with his coverage this year. I mean, they're giving him one-on-one, and he's taking it and running with it.
His confidence has gone through the roof.
Amendola to throw. Patrick Crossy made a fantastic defensive play to even get to the ball, but he almost finished it with the catch, but he was dropped right at the end. Great play by Crossy there, but it's incomplete, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 4, and this Mustang crowd, guys, is about to get fired up. We have people sitting in the middle of the stairs where the rows are here at Mustang Stadium.
Jake, that would have been unbelievable if Patrick Crossy would have made that interception. You're starting from the 40-yard line, and you're looking to punch it in again. Make it 17-0.
And in my opinion, by far the biggest leader on the team this year, Patrick Crossy. He's showing it on the field.
I totally agree. Even last year, kid works hard, always shows up. I mean, you see.
And there you go, the screenplay to the outside. That's going to be completed to number 6, Peyton Derry, to the outside, and he's going to have a Norwin 1st down and get out of bounds with 4:26 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Nick, and you know, Coach, our defensive line coach, Coach Freeman, it would not be happy with that. You just get caught off guard sometimes. You see the linemen all run away, and you're like, wow, free quarterback.
That's exactly right, and that's something that we were preached to all over our off seasons, and Coach Freeman did a wonderful job last year prepping us for that. Just a little bit of an issue there with the defensive line, but we'll see if Norman goes back to that because it was their best play of the night so far.
And you kind of weren't expecting it on 3rd and 4 too, so they definitely caught him off guard.
Amendola to throw, pressure. He's going to throw to the outside a little bit high over the head of his wide receiver, Anthony Delafemin. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
And he's really struggled with his accuracy here in the first half, underthrowing some guys deep. They overthrow there. He's going to have to work on that a little bit in the later part of this game if they want to get back in the game because his accuracy has just not been up to par.
Excellent crowd on hand tonight, God. I can't say it enough.
Absolutely.
The whole side over here is filled.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I was a witness, I guess, of a Plum crowd this big. Obviously not our #1 priority over the last few years, but it's so great to see so many people here to support Plum.
Especially on a night like homecoming, guys, as we all know. It's a big weekend, especially. Amendola rolls to the left, looks to throw, and he goes down. First to touch him was number 20, Dylan Whiteman, so he will get credit for the sack. It'll be 3rd down and long here for the Knights. And I imagine here they're going to try to drag this clock out as much as they can because it is 3rd and long. So they do not want the Mustangs to go to their quick 2-minute offense and have a chance to put points up on the board before halftime.
Especially with 23 and 81 lined up on the outside. That's a one-play touchdown at any moment.
Just to add on to that, I mean, it's becoming a football town almost, Jake. As I said earlier, there's cars parked on Ellicott Road.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't see that.
Amendola takes the snap, 3rd down, pressure from Keyshawn Smith on the left, and it is going to be incomplete. Kevin Brown with coverage there, pass intended for Cameron O'Brien, and the clock stops with 3:30 remaining in the first half, and it'll force a Norwin 4th down and 18 from their own 39-yard line where the punt team will come out, and the Mustang offense will have 3.5 minutes to work with to try to put some points up on the board.
Yeah, Jake, and it was a cover 3 like base type of look, and Plum had the 2 safeties back, Crossy especially, to kind of block off anything too deep, and all they could get was that 8-yard pass underneath, and again, an accuracy problem. Kevin Brown able to get in there and break it up.
Good point, Nick, as it forces a punt on 4th down, and Crossy will field it at the 21-yard line. Crossy's going to go up the middle. Crossy has some room. Crossy holds on to the ball. Crossy goes to the 40. Yes. Crossy has some room on the left. He's at the 50. Crossy's going to go to the 40. He is the punter to beat. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5, and it is a Mustang return for a touchdown by Patrick Crossy. 79 yards on the touchdown return, and the Mustangs are going to push their lead to 16-0 and 17-0, barring the extra point. It looked like Crossy could have been stopped on 5 opportunities there. And we have a little commotion. Is there a flag? Yes, there is. Oh. It is an illegal block in the back, and Matt Morgan is not happy at all.
Oh, boy.
If this will push the Mustangs back and unfortunately negate the touchdown by Crossy.
Wow. And an unbelievable effort, too.
Guys, he did some stutter steps. Patrick Crossy looked good on that
Shifty,
play.
Speed, the ability to run people over. I mean, you saw everything on that.
Now, a quick question for you guys, especially too. On a play like that where you have a touchdown called back, what does that do for the offense? Does it get you guys going a little bit?
It gets you going, but it also takes the wind out of you, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just score a touchdown, you go up 17 points, all of a sudden it's still a 2-possession game.
And along with that, I kind of feel a little bit because, we have been in film sessions before.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever that, I don't think any of us personally saw the block in the back. Whoever that was, they're going to have some emotional trauma tomorrow morning for the big guy. And
we know that from personal experience, Jake. But, you're looking at a touchdown. You're kicking the ball to Norwin with 3 minutes left. Possibly, okay, I don't know how many. We have 2 timeouts left. You're looking to maybe even get a possession back and make it 24-0 more for the half, and instead you're on the 25-yard line.
Again, with a young quarterback.
With a young quarterback, yeah.
Well, Thomas will get the ball in the pistol. He's going to throw. He's going to go deep. He has Teeter, and it is a incomplete pass. Pretty good throw by Thomas there, but just out of the reach of Ashton Teeter. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Do you like the aggressiveness on 1st down, Nick?
Absolutely, and nothing wrong with that throw. Really nice toss. I'd rather overthrow a guy than underthrow. Ashton Teeter, really good ball there.
Yeah, I feel like that was definitely the right choice of play call instead of you're saying run the ball, get 5 yards here, run the clock down a little bit. I want them to score and then score again. I mean, that's what this coaching staff preaches. They preach us for, 2 years now, and that's just what they're about. We want to score as much as often as possible.
And with single coverage in the wide side of the field on Ashton Teeter, it wouldn't surprise me to see that happen again.
And Thomas gives the handoff to Brown on the outside. Brown is not going to get much. He will lose a couple to the 21-yard line, a loss of 4. It'll be a 3rd down and 14 for the Mustangs here.
Jake, you could kind of tell this Norwin team has been looking at film. I mean, they snuffed that out from the beginning.
Yeah, the coaching staff of Norman, to me, it has really shined through in this game. They are very well prepared for the Mustangs. And at times, Plum is just overpowering with the amount of size and speed and experience that.
And how weird is that to say?
It is.
Plum is loaded with talent.
It's incredibly, almost uncomfortable for me to come out and say that, but Plum just looks superior.
I mean, looking at them from, the first and second quarters of Hempfield, I mean, it's like they were playing against 8th graders, guys. I mean, they were running the ball at will. Whatever they wanted to do, they did. And that first 2 quarters, obviously, Hempfield kind of caught on in the 3rd and 4th. But, I mean, that's with adjustments. That's with looking at film at halftime.
But you know what?
They could not catch them.
It's so refreshing to see Plum be able to do this, not only with us last year, but to see them continue to put that on with younger players. Absolutely. Because we've just struggled as a talent for so long until last season.
Back to return for Norwin is Jonathan Lociato. And we do have a stoppage of play. It's a timeout from Norwin. Kind of a late decision as the clock kept running. They decided late to call a timeout. But nonetheless, there's 1:41 remaining in the first half. It's Mustangs 10, Knights 0. Norwin about to get the ball back late here in the first half. We will have homecoming ceremonies at halftime, so please stay tuned for that. Also, we will have the Norwin Marching Band and the Mustang Marching Band, unfortunately, will perform after the game due to homecoming festivities tonight here in Plum.
And guys, you look at that. I mean, the punt return, if that was not called back, I mean, you could see the Mustangs at the 50-yard line trying to go for 24.
Exactly.
I mean, instead you're kicking at the 24-yard line, giving Norwin an opportunity to make this a 1-possession game.
And again, I mean, even those 3 points at the beginning of the game, they scored a touchdown, and there was a chop block penalty. So really, both teams struggling with penalties, especially Plum in this game. And it's something they got to clean up at halftime.
Yeah, we'll get the stats from our buddies over to the left from us, Steve Gestrich, Chaz Castillo, and Mr. Morgan himself in the stat booth over to our left as Chapla gives a good punt, medium deep, and Norman's going to let it go, and it takes a Plum bounce, and will take some time off this clock as Ashton Teeter will down it at the Norwin 30-yard line. Good boot by Chapla. as
to me,
Amendola comes back out on offense.
To me, Teeter and Crossy being the gunners of the punt team, that's a bigger deal than most people would realize. Plum traditionally, and in our experience over the last 4 or 5 years, we have struggled covering kicks because of our lack of speed. Having the two fastest guys, arguably, on the field as your gunners, that's such a benefit, especially for against a team that may not have the same kind of speed that Plum does.
Exactly.
Having those two guys, the first players on the field, very good coaching move by Coach Simmons and his special team squad.
And you could say, guys, two of the most important players on this Plum Mustang squad. We'll see what Amendola can do in the 2-minute drill. He has 1:30 to work with. He's going to throw the outside. Pass is complete to the outside to Lociato. He will move out of bounds. And do we have yellow laundry on the field on the left side? Yes, we do.
Right by the 30-yard line.
And guys, looking back at the speed thing, you're looking at McKee Sport, Penn Hills, all those teams with speed, and arguably Plum is right there with them. I mean, this team has unbelievable speed. You got Teeter, Crossy, Kevin Brown, Jaleel Bay. I mean, these are some speedsters on this team that could really make a difference.
And it's great development of not only the athletes through the program that we have been privileged to have, but also the speed and agility training with Dwayne Brown that Plum has now had for 3 off seasons. It's helped them so much, and personally helped us so much to be better athletes through the game and to have better breakaway speed.
And for a little background on that, Jake, Dwayne Brown is a guy from 210s, the originator from 210s, and he really just worked us for summers.
It's the best way to put it. And to give a little bit more about Dwayne, he works with guys like Aaron Donald, Larry Fitzgerald, Tyler Boyd, James Conner. These are the kind of guys, the entire Duquesne football team works with him.
And now you're seeing kids who just go to him and they get recruited. Like I just saw, I don't remember the name, but it was a Central Catholic safety that just committed the pit.
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, right. He's coming on the KDKA show with a 210 set. So you see how much of credibility Dwayne Brown has, and for us to be working with him in the Plum football community, it's a true privilege.
2nd down and 15 for Amendola after the 5-yard completion. Pressure from the Mustangs. He's trying to escape the pocket, and he will a little bit, but not by much. Engulfed by the Mustang defense. First to him looks like number 20, Dylan Whiteman, who's been all over this field tonight. It will be 3rd down. We're approaching a minute remaining and counting in this first half. Mustangs 10, Knights 0, and they will go no huddle with Amendola. 3rd and 11 for the Knights. And Amendola's going to take the timeout personally here with 52 seconds remaining in the first half.
If the Mustangs get this ball back, do you expect them to go for it, or do you expect them to run on the ground? I honestly don't know. If they get it back with 40 seconds, say, instead of 25, I mean, it obviously makes a difference. But I'd like to see them go for it. I mean, why not?
If the field position is accommodating to the offense, I would expect to see maybe Kevin Brown line out wide, maybe a screen play, something like that. Because we know Coach Cooley, Coach Lauren Cooley, the offensive coordinator, and he loves to score late at halves, possibly even a trick play, some kind of reverse pass. We saw them attempt it earlier with Kevin Brown. So
and you're thinking Norwin hasn't done anything on offense either. This Mustangs defense has been unbelievable tonight, as always. And if they can't move the ball on us, then why not go for it?
Exactly.
Even if an interception or a fumble happens.
So 3rd down and 11 from the Norwin 29 coming up here. 10-0 Mustangs. 52 seconds left in this first half. We will remind you once again, please stay tuned for homecoming festivities here at halftime. We will crown the Plum Homecoming Queen live tonight on Friday, September 26th. Amendola in the shotgun. 3rd down and 11. High snap. Amendola's going to run it to the outside, and he's not going to get much. Chris Erfurt there on the tackle. Also, Nick Carlosano and Matt Morgan will smartly burn a timeout for the Mustangs here with 45 seconds left, as he will get the ball back with Crossy returning deep, and maybe even a punt return, guys, from Crossy.
And even if so, Jake, it is high school football, and you never know whenever they're going to punt a duck. You never know whenever they're going to make that 10-yard punt. So, anything could happen.
He hasn't had a lot of hang time on his punts either with the more rugby style. So the Mustangs should, even if there's not a big return, get the ball back with about 30 seconds left.
And guys, why not bring the house?
Yeah.
Bring the house.
It's a very good spot on the field for it.
You're at the 30-yard line. Bring the house.
Even if he booms a kick, it'd probably go into the end zone.
Yeah.
So you might as well send some pressure.
We'd like to thank Farmers Insurance and Simmons Insurance Agency for being a sponsor today's day. Kyle Simmons Insurance at 724-244-5796. That's Farmers Insurance. We are farmers.
Coach Simmons, he does it all. Former Plum quarterback, current Plum offensive coordinator, or excuse me, special
Former
teams
Plum,
coordinator.
everything. He did everything from kicking to kick returning.
I think he was the leadoff hitter on Coach Vollmer's baseball team, too.
Absolutely. Guy does it all, and a great coach, too, and a great person.
Here we go, the punt coming up here by Norwin. It's going to be once again by Peyton Derry. He gives a good kick. Crossy's going to return from the 30. He has some room to the right now. He'll cut back up the middle. Crossy out to the outside. There he goes. Crossy to the 50. And we have a flag on the play, but he is down to the 48-yard line for now. Crossy has a nice return of 22 yards, but we do have a flag on the play. We will get the call from the head official just in a second.
And Jake, the time right now, 31 seconds, so even if there's a holding penalty, the Mustangs should get it about their 40, 35-yard line. A lot of space, a lot of time with 2 timeouts, or maybe 1 timeout now.
Guys, if this penalty does hold up on the Mustangs, which it will do, it's an illegal block in the back on the Mustangs, would you try a deep bomb on first down?
You got a guy with, enough speed and teeter. I mean, I don't know why. If you got signal coverage, then go for it.
You saw how well it worked on the one pass last drive. They just couldn't connect.
Right.
It is surprising to me to see Kevin Brown on the sidelines. We'll see what Coach Cooley has cooked up for them. And Corey Thomas has a big arm, and we saw that several times so far this season. So you never know.
Well, here we go from the 34-yard line. We have first down and 10. And we have a whistle and a dead ball.
It's like
we have an official's timeout.
A Norwin timeout.
Yes, we do, Nick. Thank you for catching that for me. First time, or actually second charged timeout for the Norwin Knights here with 31 seconds remaining here in the first half. Plum Mustangs 10, Norwin Knights 0.
It's a growing popularity in high school and college football. The teams come out, they kind of show you what formation they're running, what personnel they're running. Defensive coach calls a timeout. You see that a lot these days in the pro stock college teams. And it looks like that's what the Norwin Knights are doing right now.
Well, guys, first time back in our booth with us in quite some time, Mr. Zach Barat, who just started his 7th grade year at O'Block Junior High. Zach, how are things going? Good.
If I remember correctly, this guy's a soccer player, and I heard he made the O'Block team from Miss Barat over here. How is that? You guys winning?
Yeah.
Good.
Winning, some losing.
Well, from Plum High School, I am Jake Matolo for a surprise visit back here to Plum High School in the broadcast booth, along with basketball commentators and former Plum football players Joe Nania and Nick Poporocki. Thomas to throw. He is going to throw a bomb.
Oh, yeah.
He's going for Teeter. He underthrew him, and it's caught by Teeter at the 30-yard line.
Unbelievable.
A tip drill play looked like the Super Bowl play with Jermaine Kearse, and it is caught by Teeter, and the Mustangs are going to try to get to the line and spike the ball here instead of burn a timeout, because the sticks still have to move and the clock has to be started for the sticks to be in place. And Thomas does spike the ball.
Oh, a little cheap shot there.
It looked like he went low on one of the Plum offensive linemen.
It was Jake Tessick, and he's had a history of knee problems, which I'm sure Norman knows about. So
Yeah,
that
we remember
something
that.
to look at there. It looks like that was maybe number
28.
6.
I think I saw 28.
28 maybe. Couldn't tell exactly who that was, but
Jake Tessick, a guy who has worked so hard this offseason.
It's really hard to. It feels like you're undermining it no matter what you say, because he's worked so hard to.
Guys, he was, and Jake, you know this, Nick, you know this. Jake Tessick has lost so much weight, and he looks incredible for where he is now.
His athleticism is through the roof.
Right.
He looks fantastic.
Absolutely.
And Jake coming off that knee injury from the playoff game. Thomas going to roll to the right. He's going to throw over to the right side towards Teeter. It's incomplete. 14 seconds remaining. Mustangs have the ball in Chapla's field goal range on Norwin's 30-yard line. And back to Tessick, guys. I don't know if you remember from our broadcast the playoff game at Penn Hills. It was a wet night, probably fresh in your guys' mind. It was a wet night at the turf at Penn Hills. Tessick went down, and we all knew he was pretty hurt. Amazing story of his recovery, coming back to play football here at the right tackle position for the Plum Mustangs.
And your heart sank when you saw him on the field. And I remember looking over at him and just thinking, that's not good. You know, something's not right. And we really, really struggled without him against McKeesport that next week.
The thing is, though, it was a memorable season, and you know, that Penn Hills game is something me and Nick will have in our memory for a long, long time.
Thomas is going to roll out to the right. He's going to stay up and lean forward for about a yard. 7 seconds remaining. And Matt Morgan does burn his final timeout for the Mustangs, and he's going to send out.
Bring out Chaplin right
yes,
now.
they are. It's going to be a long field goal, not his longest. He has made one of this range before, and you guys remember at Connellsville last year, I was proud to say I broadcasted the longest field goal in Plum history, beat Pat McAfee's record. It was a 53-yard field goal at Connellsville. The cheap little goalposts, the white little goalposts that you see at some junior high fields at Connellsville. Nothing against Connellsville High School. Great stadium, but small field goal posts, and Chappell just nailed it.
And you know what, Jake? If you ask Jake Chappell about it, he'll say he didn't get all of it. That he could have he could have made that kick a lot better.
I've heard that story.
It almost looked like it was in slow motion. Honestly, Jake, it looks like it was so unbelievable fast and slow at the same time. It's like I don't know what to expect. It was like a line drive.
It was.
It was like a. It looked like off the head of a baseball bat.
Well, this will be his longest attempt of the season. It's a 40 or it's 46, 47. They'll call it 46. Chapla's kick is definitely long enough, but it is going to be.
He got it.
Good.
Yes, sir. Jake Chapla nails the 46-yard field goal right before the half. We do have 2 seconds remaining on the clock, so Plum will have to kick off to Norwin. But Jake Chapla nails.
I see a coach walking by, Zach Martin, a former player last year, already coaching.
And Zach Martin, guys, I don't know if you guys, he is in the booth up here with the coaches already. Unbelievable. Zach Martin, starting running back last year for the Plum Mustangs.
Absolutely.
And the best defensive player on the Mustangs. He was unbelievable against Penn Hills in that playoff.
All over the place, Jake. He single-handedly won us some games by his athleticism. It was unbelievable.
And you guys,
some of the stuff he did from weak side linebacker.
Absolutely.
You guys can agree with me too. And a former wrestler, former baseball player at Plum High School, was a 3-sport athlete. One of the hardest working gentlemen you'll ever meet.
One of the probably the quietest guy in the football team.
And a kid you won't see speak up that much. Exactly right. A kid you won't see speak up that much, but he has a lot of heart, and to come back and be a coach while still going to school, I mean, it's a great thing for him.
And to be coaching the linebackers, who to me look like the most improved players on the field, being all these young players, it's just so impressive to see.
You lost three starters. You got Nick Robb. We lost
Nathan Turchik and Zach himself.
Right. I mean, it's a young crew out there, but they really looked developed.
Not to mention Bill Irvin.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
That's 4.
And here's the kickoff from Chapla. It'll be a low line drive, and it will be fielded. Norwin does have a chance to maybe get some yards on the kick, but they will not. Returned was by number 20, Eric Seco, and that is the end of our first half of play from Mustang Stadium. I was glad to join it with my 2 guys here to my right. As it is halftime, we will have the homecoming ceremonies here live from Mustang Stadium. It is Mustangs 13, the Norwin Knights 0. Please stay tuned for our halftime ceremonies for homecoming.
Pleasure to be here with all you tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you guys very much. It was great.
And before we go to the halftime break, guys, just want to remind you, we just took our Plum Selfie of the night. Plum Selfies are brought to you by Coca-Cola. Enjoy Coke anytime you have a Coca-Cola bottle with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Norwin Knights Varsity Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Norwin High School Marching Band from North Huntington, Pennsylvania. Norwin's halftime show features songs by Journey including Any Way You Want It and Don't Stop Believing.
Marching Band.
Okay, Ryan, he doesn't go for us. Yeah, that's right. I'll do my phone that way. And I'll let my king back there. Wait, what are the outfits I've ever done? I would block the game in the first game I did. Yeah, but that game is seriously impossible.
That guy's keep it down. Alright, hey, you guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the senior class, welcome you to our homecoming celebration. As we introduce the members of the 2015-2016 homecoming court, we would also like to acknowledge the members of the 2015 Plum court, who will be presented by our Senate. Now, it's time to meet our 2015-2016 homecoming court. Beginning alphabetically with Nicolette Consortium. Escorted by Matt Sage. Nicolette is a captain and all-section player finishing her 4th year on the varsity soccer team. She is also a team member of the PA Crew Club and the Stars and Stripes International Soccer Team. She's looking forward to playing in the Power Puck fundraiser as a kicker for the 2nd straight year. She's the student council treasurer and a member of the National Honor Society. Nicolette's parents are Dennis and Deborah Consortium, and they live in Holiday Park. Nicolette plans to attend the university as a forensic technology major while playing on their soccer team. Presenting Nicolette with flowers is prom court member Ashley Amaro. Kathleen Crosser. Escorted by Jack Merrill. Kathleen is a varsity and AAU basketball player, also a yearbook editor. She was a linebacker on the Power Puck team last year. She's in the National Honor Society and the Future Education Association. Kathleen's parents are Bob and Linda Crosses, and they live in Edgemont. After high school, she plans on attending the university and majoring in elementary education. Presenting Kathleen with flowers is prom court member Alexa Dunn. Marissa Dent. Escorted by Frank Casilla. Marissa has worked for over a year at a daycare and is in SAD. She's a member of the National Honor Society and volunteers at Habitat for Humanity. Marissa's parents are Mike and Heather Dent, and they live in New Ridge. Marissa plans to attend college and major in elementary and special education after high school. Presenting Marissa with flowers is prom court member Mandy Majaka. Sam Polar. Escorted by Damian Bashir. Samantha is a varsity cheerleading captain, a member of the National Honor Society and the School SAD program. She's the daughter of Scott and Janet Polar, and they live in East Oakland. Sam's future plans are to attend university and become a clinical child psychologist. Presenting Sam with flowers is the prom court member, Natalie Marco. Lisa Tobiano. Escorted by Dylan Whiteman. Alyssa is playing her 4th year in the school's varsity soccer team. She's also a member of the Stars and Stripes International Soccer Team. Alyssa also participated in the GLA. Alyssa's parents are Mike and Amy Tobiano, and they live in Holiday Park. After high school, she plans to attend the university for criminology. Presenting Alyssa with flowers is prom court member Maddie McDade. Lisa Remington. Escorted by Garrett Montgomery. Lisa is a varsity cheerleading captain and a competitive dancer. She's in the school's SAD program as a member of the National Honor Society. Lisa has been in the school's musical and she volunteers at Habitat for Humanity. Lisa's parents are Michael and Tammy Remington, and they live in Holiday Park. After high school, Lisa plans on attending the university to become a certified registered nurse and enthusiast with a minor in psychology. Presenting Lisa with flowers tonight is Heidi Nixon. Please welcome back our 2014 homecoming queen, Ms. Claudia Peterman. Escorted by Plum graduate Anthony Mendes, with pursuing a career in carpentry. Claudia is currently attending Washington Jefferson College as on pre-med track with a major in psychology. Presenting Claudia Peterman with flowers is our 2015 prom queen, Isabella Trilla. And now, by proclamation of the class of 2015, our homecoming queen is Lisa Reddington. Congratulations to all the members of this year's sport. senior class. We'd also like to send a special thank you to our class sponsors, Mrs. Piper and Mr. Rock. Also, special thanks to the Junior ROT Sabre team and band for their participation in our ceremony this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Plum High School football boosters would like to thank and recognize the following businesses for their generous donations to the Plum varsity football team for being a pre-game meal sponsor for today's game. Bill's Hometown Pharmacy, Bruce Stride Plastering, B3 Solutions Incorporated, Charles W. Trim Funeral Home, Danny Moriarty Photography, Diamond Construction and Remodeling, Fantastic Thing, Frazetta Family Chiropractic, It's All Clean Incorporated, Mayor Rich Caribnac, Morris Paris and Associates, Oak Tree College Planning, Walnut Capital Real Estate Services Incorporated. Today's pregame meal provided courtesy of Johnny in the Warner Band. Today's game is being broadcast on the MSA Sports Network. You can listen to the game anytime you want on your computer or your phone by clicking on to www.msasports.net. The exclusive home for the 2015 WPL football playoff and championship games is the MSA Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, the Plum Community Parade is 10 a.m. this Saturday at Renton and Old Mine Road. Please bring non-perishable food items for the Plum Pantry. All donations are very much appreciated. Tonight's game will be rebroadcasted on Comcast Channel 23 and Verizon Channel 30 twice a day, either at noon and 7 p.m. or 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. Thank you to the television production students and Mr. Rick Barak. Also, if you're looking to see game highlights, post-game Mustang interviews and special homecoming segments, tune to the Plum Video Network on YouTube. Videos will be posted tonight and tomorrow. Just go to YouTube and type in Plum Video Network.
And we're back after our halftime celebrations for homecoming queen. It was Lisa Reddington. We'd like to extend our congrats out here to Lisa and all of the 2015 homecoming court members. Joining me right now, Logan Carney back in the booth. Joining me is Jake Matolo, Joe Nania, Nick Poprocky. You guys probably remember their names a lot last year. They did the play-by-play for the Plum TV Sports Network last year. Jake, would you like to do a quick recap of what happened in the first half?
Well, Logan, you saw also, as you got a good perspective of it too, as we all did, the Mustangs seemed to dominate pretty much on the defensive side. We'll get stats pretty soon from our favorite stat guys on the left down from us. But the Mustangs really dominated on the defensive side of the football, especially in that first half, forcing some turnovers. The penalties have hurt both teams tonight, guys, and you both can agree with me. Both sides of the football, the penalties have really hurt the Mustangs here.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. And Plum has struggled with opportunities to score points, and Norwin has struggled with the opportunity to move the ball, and the penalties have hurt both of them. So, you know, I mentioned they're going to have to clean them up into the second half, and so here we are. So we'll see how they respond. Logan, you can take it away.
And as the second quarter begins, North Hills received at the beginning of the game, so kicking off will be Norwin. My apologies, North Hills was the last game we broadcasted. I tried not to do that a couple times earlier in this game, and it appears it got the best of me. While they come out on the field, let's do our usual halftime antics. This day in history. In 1789, the Bill of Rights was adopted by the first Congress.
That was pretty important.
In 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor was sworn in as the first female justice on the Supreme Court. In 2003, a France heat wave ended, and it tallied a total of 14,000 deaths. In 2011, King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia grants women the right to vote. And we like to wish some of our celebrity birthdays. Will Smith, movie star rapper, turns 47 today. Donald Glover, an actor in one of my favorite shows, Community, turns 32 today. Mark Hamill, or as a lot of people know him as Luke Skywalker or the Joker, turns 64 today. Scottie Pippen, basketball player, turns 50. And Michael Douglas, one of the most heralded actors of all time, turns 71 today.
I'm a Michael Douglas fan myself, Logan. He's been in some pretty darn good movies, and he's also been in America, The Story of Us, if you guys have seen it on History Channel. One of my favorite guys to be in the program and talk about the great country of America. And congratulations to our homecoming queen at halftime. Lisa Reddington was named the homecoming queen.
And the kick is off. It is a very short kick, doesn't even get to the 20. Ashton Teeter will pick it up and get tackled immediately.
Guys, I'm interested to see how the Mustangs come out. I thought they'd have a little bit bigger of a lead, as did we whenever that kick was turned back, but I'm interested to see how they come out. Probably got a good speech from Coach Morgan and company, but interested to see if they start on the ground or if they take a shot down the field.
Hey, you know what, Joe? It's a great point, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them utilize the ground game a little bit here to start off the second half.
We'll see Corey Thomas in at quarterback. Corey Thomas, very athletic, has a strong arm, and can run the ball very well. He will throw. And he will throw a deep bomb over Ashton Teeter. Ashton Teeter and the Mustang sideline want a pass interference call, but they will not get one. And it'll be second down and 10 with 11:52, ball on the 20-yard line.
And you guys can definitely agree with me on this. Through high school, college, and the NFL, we are seeing a lot of crackdowns, not just on pass interference. We're seeing the illegal contacts and the holdings 5 yards past the original line of scrimmage. We're seeing that being cracked down a lot, and especially on the high school level.
Yeah, I think they're letting them play a little bit more lately, and it's really nice to see, because those penalties can really be killers for defenses, and they usually go that way, and there's not a whole lot of offensive interference. So I would rather see them just let the kids play a little bit.
Julio Bay will enter in as the Wildcat quarterback now. And he will keep it, and he will run, and he will get swamped immediately. And the ball is loose. Norwin looks like they have it, but and it looks like it will be Norwin ball. So unfortunate break for the Mustangs here early in the second quarter. We saw that happen early in the first quarter, except it was Norwin that had the unlucky break, and the Mustangs ended up capitalizing, getting 3 points. So for 11:43 remaining here in the half, the Mustangs lead it 13-0. Ball will be on the 24 for Norwin.
And we said since the outset of the game, guys, turnovers can win or cost you a game. And let's see if the Mustangs can get a big stop here on defense.
And there is Nicholas Amendola. He will run. He will throw and be intercepted.
Wow.
That was number 8, Nicholas Coxon. A huge pick.
And that's something that Plum has been so successful with so far this season. Getting takeaways. They do it again. And a really poor throw there by Amendola. He had some room to run and just didn't utilize that. A really tough break there for Norwin on a fourth throw.
So not the starting position the Mustangs would want, but they get the ball back and prevent a score early in the half. 11:36 remaining in the half. Mustangs lead it 13-0. Ball on the 3-yard line, 1st and 10.
Now I think is where you'll see a lot of ground and pound with Nick Carlosano out in the backfield.
Carlosano will run, and he breaks a tackle, and he gets by a man, and he's going down. He crosses the 30, the 40, the 50, the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! And the Mustangs score first in the half. It'll be at least 19, likely 20, with Jake Chappell coming out to attempt the extra point. An unbelievable run by Nicholas Carlosano.
You talk about momentum turns. You see that with turnovers. They can win you games. They can cost you games. That's the kind of play that could cost Norwin this game. The interception and the tremendous blocking up front and the breakaway speed by Nick Coxon.
Absolute breakaway speed. He was going against corners and absolutely burned them, guys.
Think about the start to this half, guys. Fumble, interception, touchdown, 3 plays. How about that?
And the kick is up, and of course it is good. The 20-0 lead for the Mustangs on a 97-yard touchdown run by Nicholas Carlosano.
And you got a nice shot there on the camera before we showed the scoreboard. Coach Morgan absolutely fired up with his team. Nick Coxon, one-man wrecking crew on that drive, getting an interception and then coming back with a touchdown. That's the kind of leadership that Coach Morgan and his team needs, and he absolutely gets it.
We'll check in with the stat guys at halftime too, guys. The yardage were about even. It was 145 to 110 in favor of the Mustangs. So the yardage-wise, it was just the position of the ball where the Mustangs got on their turnover so far for the yardage difference. But you're seeing right now, not anymore. You're exactly right. The 97-yard run by Coxon set the tone to start the second half. Now the Mustangs are up 3 scores.
We'll have to check our stats. I'm not sure if there's ever been a run from scrimmage that long in the history of Plum football.
That's a very
definitely
interesting.
not my experience.
Very interesting. That's the longest run I've seen in my years in the booth up here.
Jake Chaplin now set to kick off. Back to return will be number 3, Tevin Washington. I don't believe they were able to return one so far in this game. As the leg of Chaplin usually reaches the back of the end zone.
He's such a weapon to have with field position.
And this one is up. This one will not reach in. We will see a return from Washington. He'll get down to the 20. He'll break a tackle, beat a man, and get down to the 24-yard line.
Nice tackle there by Pat Goodwin.
So as the Norwin Knights come out, your Mustangs lead it 20-0 on the 97-yard touchdown drive by Nicholas Coxon. 11-12 remaining in the half.
And may I say great job to you at halftime for emceeing our great homecoming ceremony here at Plum tonight.
Thank you, Jake. Let me just say it was very, very hard to keep the winner to myself.
Oh my gosh, I feel you.
Prior to the game, And there's the handoff, and he'll get hit immediately. Peyton Derry got the handoff, but was hit immediately for a loss of 4 on the play.
Boy, Zach Nolan exploded through that line right there, guys. Zach Nolan has really proved himself as a big part of the Mustang defense.
He and Mike Simboli have really done a great job at defensive end over the last couple of years for the Mustangs, and nothing short of great tonight coming from the outside.
Second down and 14 now, ball on the 20-yard line. So we approach 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the half. My apologies, the quarter. And there's the snap.
Oh.
He will keep and he will get tackled.
They're just bringing it off the edge, guys. They're just bringing it off the edge.
Saboli again.
Say a loss of about 2 on the play. To be
and here's
3rd
where
and 16.
Here's where Plum gets in their comfort zone. They have a lead. They got a team backed up. 3rd and long. You get the stop. If they can get the ball back to good field position, this is really where they can take advantage of a lot of clock and get some more points on the board.
Watch for the screen here too, guys. 3rd and long.
3rd down and 18. 9:47 remaining in the quarter. And he will hand it off. And he will also get tackled behind the line. So the Mustangs will force a 3-and-out here.
I'm seeing the adjustments made by the Mustangs right off the bat, and offensively and defensively.
And also, I think the endurance, I just think Norman looks a little bit gassed right now. They played a really physical first half, both teams, and it looks like Plum's just a little bit.
And the Mustangs, we're used to it,
Absolutely.
These kids run a lot, and as we can, kind of contest to, I mean,
they're used to taking a beating.
A lot of conditioning, right.
And here's the punt. There's a flag down, and it will take a Plum bounce and will not get returned.
Might be an illegal formation penalty on Norwin, guys.
Might have had too many men off of the line or too many men on the line. It's usually the issue on punt plays.
It looked like Morgan said, I will not accept it. I will decline the penalty.
So the Mustangs will get the ball at the 45-yard line.
So here's where you get Corey Thomas, and what do they do with him? Do they run him a little bit? Do they throw it a little bit? This is really good field position to experiment a little bit with him, because 1 first down and you're in scoring position with Chappell as leg. So I think this might be where you see maybe a little bit of less wildcat and some more just see what Corey Thomas can do with the ball in a good position.
Definitely great field position here.
9 minutes remaining in the quarter now. 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line for your Mustangs, who lead at 20-0. Corey Thomas in at quarterback.
Looks like you see Coxon again in the backfield.
You see KB out wide coming in now.
Good look.
There's a throw. There's a flag on the play.
It's Jake Tessick.
Might have been a little bit of a snap delay there, because it looks like a lot of the guys kind of jumped.
So that will back the Mustangs up 5 yards. And we see 1st down and 15, ball on the 50-yard line now. This will be a legal procedure call on the Mustangs.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we had over 150-plus yards of penalties in this game. I mean, it really feels like it's been that much.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a lot of moving backwards.
And coaches from both sides are unhappy with that, so, they're going to get a talking to after the game. I mean, that could be a big factor why Norwin is so far back, it feels like.
Thomas will throw. He shakes off a tackler, scrambles around the pocket, and now he will run. He gets down past the 40-yard line. He'll get past the tackler, who juke out another man and get tackled at the 23-yard line.
Another flag, guys, another flag.
I'll tell you what, though, regardless of the penalty, if it gets called back, that's an unbelievable play of escape in the pocket by Corey Thomas. Tremendous athleticism from just a sophomore kid.
He got the 1st down. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Logan. I think he got the 1st down. I wonder if it's just going to be a spot foul and still a Mustang 1st down.
It looks like they might be moving it back more. It may be a down the field penalty on Norwin.
You guys were talking about how many penalties there's been in this game. Well, how about how many penalties there's been on huge plays in this game?
lest we forget, Crossie's first touchdown right down on the same side of the field that we were on, as it's blocking the back of the Mustangs, and also his punt return on the other side.
And the interception that put the Mustangs at the 16 are called back. And ended up putting at the opposite 40, I believe. Of course, the Mustangs will still get 3 points on that drive.
Yeah, the legal block in the back downfield on the Mustangs will give them a first down, but unfortunately the ball will just be placed at the spot of the foul, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 34 for the Mustangs.
Now in at quarterback, we see Nicholas Coxon. And he will keep it. He will run and get tackled immediately. That was number 6, Peyton Derry. So we'll see 2nd down and 12 now. Ball on the 36-yard line as we approach 8 minutes here remaining in the quarter. Second and 12, ball in the 36, 20-0, your Mustangs lead. Corey Thomas in a quarterback, an empty backfield set. And there's a snap. He will keep, he will break a tackle, and he will get down in the middle. And he will get to the 26-yard line. Be a couple yards short of the first down, so we have 3rd down coming up.
I don't know about you guys. I like that quarterback draw right there on second down.
Good use of it. Good use of it.
It was something that Coach Morgan threw in the playoffs last year into practice and said, hey, well, we'll give it a shot. And it actually ended up being an effective play for them this season.
We have 3rd down and 3, ball on the 27-yard line as we approach 7 minutes.
Guys. We got Coxon and we got Dakota Sunday in the backfield.
Coxon will keep.
Power left.
He will run. He will get the first down and a little bit more. They will spot that at the 19-yard line.
And the thing about it is, when you see that formation, you see Dakota Sunday, the fullback to his left, you know that they're running power to the left side. And having watched Plum's film, exactly. It's just so hard to stop when you have an all-senior offensive line.
The Mustangs are now in the Heinz red zone. Get your thick and rich ketchup at your local Giant Eagle. For 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Corey Thomas will throw. There's a man open. And it will be caught for a touchdown. Nice. The back of an end zone. That is number 84, Ramon Hart Jr.
Guys, I like that under center look. They were not expecting a throw there and caught him right off guard. R.J. Hart was able to go over that beautiful defensive player for Norwin and get that ball.
Exactly, and a beautiful just one-step pop. He knew he was going to take a hit. He did take a pretty big hit, but delivered a great pass. And Corey Thomas fired up on the sidelines. He's played really well here in the second half.
Jake Chappell will be on to attempt the extra point. 6:34 remaining in the quarter now. Will be up, and it will be good. The Mustangs take a 27-point lead. Approaching 6.5 minutes. Mustangs lead 27-0 here in the 3rd quarter.
And guys, I don't know about you, but this is a game I expected, and knowing how experienced and how good really Plum has been this year, I still expected this game to be close. It really has not been so far in the second half. Plum's really been able to pull away. If I'm other teams in the Foothills Conference, I'm a little bit worried. I mean, I know McKeesport pretty well. They don't care too much for Plum, right? But I'm a little bit worried because they have got it all right now, and everything's working pretty well for them.
According to Max Preps, we looked up earlier before the game, Mustangs are ranked 2nd in their conference.
7th in the WPIAL, Logan. 7th. I mean, think about that. 2 years ago, you wouldn't even dream of that. I mean, and now they're 7th in the WPIAL. Probably looking forward to moving up because this Norwin team's a pretty good team, and they're just absolutely manhandling them right now.
Absolutely, and I believe that the last time the Mustangs were ranked anything above 10th, which is at one point what our team was ranked last year, was before we were even in high school, so at least 4 years ago.
Jake Chappell on the kickoff, number 3, Tevin Washington back to return. And there's the kick. It'll go into the end zone.
Unreturnable again. I mean, you just start at the 20-yard line every time. I mean, it's a huge weapon for the Mustangs.
That's exactly what it is. He's a weapon with that leg.
Norwin, it's a different kind of feeling for them right now. They've had a couple close games recently. Week 2, they lost at the end on a 2-point conversion to Hempfield. The very end of the game. The most unfortunate ways to lose a game.
Yeah, I was reading that the Tribune review up in good old State College, and that's a tough way to lose a game. And fortunately, you guys haven't had to experience that because you guys have won the game the right way. Exactly right. Yep.
A handoff to Carr. We'll get about 6 on the play. So we have second down and 4 as we approach 6 minutes here. And then last week, it's another close game. Different outcome. It wasn't close at halftime as Norwin was trailing 20-7 at half against Seneca Valley. They came back to win that game 35-27. Nick Amendola, the quarterback we've been talking a lot about this game but haven't seen that much of, had 2 touchdowns and 178 yards passing. Amendola will throw here, and he will get hit immediately. A huge hit. It was number 73.
That's Keyshawn Smith with a really big hit coming off the edge. And those offensive tackles for Norman just really struggling with that pass rush right now.
Now, Logan, you've seen a lot too.
It's a line you're seeing too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys can agree with me on this too. Do you feel like the defensive pressure has kind of amped up throughout the game here tonight?
No question, and I think part of that is just how well conditioned, we talked about it before, how well conditioned the Mustangs are. These guys can go for 6 quarters if they have to.
Amendola will fake the handoff and keep. He will run to the outside and get past the 30 for the first down. Get to the 31-yard line. So we're 1st and 10. Ball in the 31 with 5 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in the quarter. Your Mustangs leading 27-0.
Not to change the subject, I'm just thrilled you just said Heinz Red Zone just a couple minutes ago.
He learned it from the best.
I'm super proud of you, Logan. I really am. You're kicking butt up here, dude. I love it. I love it.
Empty backfield now for Amendola. He will throw. Actually, he will scramble up the middle, and he will get the first down and a little bit more. He'll be tackled the 48-yard line.
And you know what, I'm quite surprised we haven't seen more of that from him. Last year we saw Norwin with a lot of quarterback scrambles due to our pressure with the pass rush, and the Mustangs have done a lot of the same thing tonight. But, and I think a prime example was that interception that Amendola threw at the beginning of the half. Could have taken off, gotten 5-6 yards, maybe even a first down. I'm really surprised you haven't seen more of that from him. He was more than capable of it.
Amendola in shotgun. Mustangs will blitz 5. There's the handoff up the middle. It's to number 32, Kyle Tukowski, who will get to the opposite 44-yard line. So it'll be second down and 3 coming up here with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Amendola in shotgun, and there's a flag on the play. It looks like it might be a false start on Norwin. And that's what it is they will back them up 5 yards, and that will be second down and 7, ball on the 49-yard line.
See if the Mustangs defense can maintain the shutout here with the best drive so far by the night.
Amendola will throw. He'll be caught by number 1, Anthony Delfemi, who will get tackled almost immediately. He will get a couple of yards.
nice sticky fingers there by Qual, able to hold on to the receiver and restrict him from really getting the first down there.
Ball will be on the 47 now, 3rd down and 5. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the quarter. Amendola lines up in shotgun. And there's a snap. He will throw. Fires down the field and be knocked out of number 86. Remington Leos, his hands.
There's the guy right there, Pat Crossy, who's had an unbelievable game so far.
And the offense was looking for a flag. That's just great coverage by Patrick Crossy right there, guys. He's been fantastic on both ends of the football here tonight. Great job by Pat Crossy.
So we'll see the punt unit trot onto the field. 3 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the quarter. Pat Crossy now back to return. He's had 2 return for a touchdown so far this season. Unfortunately, they both got called back on penalties. He's not able to return a lot, but when he does, he breaks it. Oh, it'll be a fake. Remember time, Nick Amendola, who will try and run it, he will barrel into the Plum defender, and it does not look like he will get it. Yep, the line just says he got it. No referee says he didn't. He did not get it.
Boy, that's huge right there.
Really good awareness by the Mustangs front line there, the punt coverage team, or punt return team, I'm sorry.
Could have kept that drive going, but now they're on the 42-yard line with a 27-0 lead with 3:16 left to go, and Mustangs can really put a hammer down in this game right now.
And you know that they're running the ball the rest of the way with Crossy and the Wildcat here.
Crossy will get the snap, and he will keep it. He will run to the outside, and he will get some room and get tackled at about the 47-yard line.
I'll tell you what, just watching the holes open up, watching that side of the offensive line collapse on those zone run plays, it's really impressive to see how far the Mustangs offensive line has come over the last couple of years with really, really good coaching by Coach Chuck Fralick.
As Mustangs get set up, we will see Patrick Crossy again in at quarterback in the Wildcat formation. He will run to the outside. He will have some room, and he will get past the 40. There's a flag on the play, and he will get knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. There's another flag, looks to be a late hit on a Norwin defender.
Yeah, Logan, that first flag was a hold on the outside by Nick Carlosano, the senior back. Just grabbed a hold of the defensive end after the linebacker's jersey and didn't let go in time. It looks like that might be a late hit, on Cross at the end of the play, which we'll see how they rule this.
Unfortunately, if that happens, the play will cancel out and they'll redo the whole dang thing again. And the referee does signal 2 penalties on the play. It is a holding on the Mustangs and also a personal foul late hit on Norwin. So the penalties, I believe, will offset. And as Ed Hockley would say, we will redo the down, which is 2nd down.
So
Good
2nd
call, Jake.
down
Good call.
and 1. Coming up. 2:21 remaining in the quarter. Your Mustangs lead at 27-0 if you're just joining us. We're in the 3rd quarter here.
And Logan, if you don't mind, I'll give my quick shout out to the Plum cheerleaders tonight. Excuse me, they're doing a fantastic job as usual tonight here at Mustang Stadium on homecoming night. And did they give them a first down there, guys?
I believe they did. I looked like they went back 10 yards to use the holding penalty, and then they went up 15 for the late hit, which I've never seen before.
No, I have not either.
It's a very good observation, guys. It'll be 1st down and 10, ball on the 38-yard line as we get under 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Patrick Crossy still in at quarterback at the Wildcat formation. He will hand this off to Nick Coxon, who will get about 5 yards. So we have
And honestly, to me, a lot of people talk about Kevin Brown, and I being one of them, because he's so just electrifying when he runs the ball, and he looks so great hitting the holes. Nick Coxon, to me, has been equally as impressive on both sides of the ball. He was a wide-eyed freshman when he first started, one of the only varsity freshmen, the first year of Coach Morgan's reign as the coach, and boy, has he improved so much. He just looks fantastic running the ball.
Corey Thomas in the quarterback now. We approach a minute here remaining in the court. He will throw, and he has teetered. Oh, and there's a pass interference call is what it looks like with that'll be in the Norwin defender.
I know you two saw it. It was one-on-one coverage, and Thomas went under center again, and we saw that earlier in the game, and that's exactly what the Mustangs attacked right there. And good job.
If you get Teeter one-on-one, go for it. I mean, he's probably your most dangerous weapon as a wideout. Using the deep ball or going to one-on-one coverage. I'm sorry, but
Joe, and he called it last time.
Go for it.
They went with the audible. They went under center in the standard eye, and they threw the one-on-one coverage. They did the exact same thing there with the audible, and it almost it did work. They got the penalty. They got the yardage. Very close to getting a touchdown again.
So minute 16 remaining here in the quarter. 1st and 10. Ball in the 18. Of course, that puts us in the Heinz red zone. Get your thick and rich Heinz ketchup at your local Giant Eagle. Mustangs lead at 27-0.
You were going to make me cry right there,
As
Logan.
you can hear Mr. Barat yell onto the broadcast, that was an offsides call.
He has no business being on this broadcast. He got to keep his mouth shut.
Wait, who's? Wait. Does anybody even know who Rick Barat is? I mean, I've heard he's
not a big deal.
I've heard he's kind of a big deal, actually. You guys know that. I know that. Logan knows that.
I mean, is he real? Or is he just a big deal?
To be completely
no,
honest,
that's the good question. Right? That's a great
Mr.
question
Barat is
right
one
there.
of the biggest things I miss about Plum High School. You don't get teachers like Mr. Barat in
Ditto.
college. You don't get guys like Mr. Barat.
Right behind me. Right behind me.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And
take advantage of high school while you can.
If freshmen are listening, take TV next year.
Corey Thompson, a quarterback. He will hand the ball off. That is number 44, Nicholas Carlosano, who will get maybe a yard on that. This ball will be placed at the 12-yard line. He will get a yard. So we get under a minute here remaining in the quarter. Mustangs, of course, still lead this one 27-0. So second down and 4 coming up on the 12-yard line. There's the snap and the handoff. He'll get tackled immediately. He's had almost no room to run there. We have 3rd down and 3 here as they will give him a yard. That was Nick Amendola, their star quarterback and star linebacker. So you have 15 seconds here remaining in the quarter. The Mustangs staying there. It looks like they're going to try to get a playoff, but the clock will tip away and they will not get a playoff. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, your Mustangs lead this one 27-0.
I just want to give out a shout out to Gummy Cherries, the official snack of Plum Broadcasting.
Boy, do I miss the days of the gummy cherries here inside the broadcast booth here at Plum Senior High School.
Looks like the Norwin student section has cleared out as this game is almost over, entering the last quarter. 27-0 Mustangs. Plum student section still alive and well in their blackout themed night.
The student section has been it's been rocking tonight. Really good turnout. A lot of kids staying late in the game, which is something you don't always get. A lot of students like to leave early. It's been a good crowd tonight.
We had our a pep rally earlier today to pump up the kids. Plum seniors taking home the Spirit Award for being the loudest. Something you guys didn't do.
We did win a playoff game, though, so you guys still got to wait to do that.
Proud to say I broadcasted 2 playoff games last year for the Mustangs.
Corey Thomas will keep it, and he will get tied behind the line. There looks like he lost the ball at the end, and it will bounce out.
It's all right. Bring on Chappie. Let's get 3 here.
So we have
You can make it a
4th down coming up.
30-point game. Just make it that much more difficult of a hole to crawl out of for the Knights here in the 4th.
Jake Chapla on.
This will be about 22 here.
Holding will be Patrick Crossy. 22-yard kick. 4th down. And the snap, it is up, and it is good. So, 11:52 remaining in the game. Your Mustangs now lead this one 30-0 on the leg of Jake Chapla.
As we see the very enthusiastic Mustang Rick giving a big shout out on that flag of his.
Every
Always
year that
supporting the
flag has gotten
Mustangs.
a little bit better, and I think this year is my favorite. It's tremendous. He's got his own.
He got a new flag.
You know,
He
for
hasn't
a
had-
while,
Wow.
his flag was a meter stick and a white towel that said Plum.
And now,
And to improve to what they've got now, that really goes to show you the enthusiasm of the talent.
the
of Plum
fabric
football.
Guys, total
elaborate
upgrade.
up here.
Total upgrade. Total upgrade
He
from
looks like he
seeing
went
that
to
last
Joanne
year.
Fabrics and had that custom made.
That is custom made. That was made by Nike themselves.
Good camera shot right there. The flag right there. Doing a good job on the camera tonight. Our Plum TV crew, as always, doing a fantastic job.
The #1 fan of Plum football right there.
Always has been, always will be.
Back to return. The kick will be number 3, Tevin Washington. He's only been able to return 2 kicks so far in this game. Jake Chapla setting the ball up on the right side of the 40-yard line. 11:52 remaining in the quarter.
Wait, guys, that WPXI helicopter landed on the baseball field for about 10 minutes and then just left. They just left
had
us here. They
enough.
left a good matchup for the Mustangs here.
You know what? They may have been anticipating a baseball game, too.
Yeah.
It's a little bit early.
They already knew the Pirates won today, so they just headed out.
Very true.
And there's the kick. It will be returned. It won't be Washington. He will get tackled. No, my apologies. He will now get tackled at the 20-yard line. That was number 2, Aaron Carr, on the return. So it'll be 1st down and 10, ball on the 21-yard line, 11:44 remaining in the game. Mustangs lead this one 32-0. Nick Amendola in at quarterback. Being shotgun again. The snap, he will hand it off. It's number 3, Tevin Washington, who will get maybe 4 yards on that carry. Looks like they will give him 5, so it'll be 1st down and 10. 1st down and 5, ball on the 26-yard line. My apologies, 2nd down and 5. Scoreboard a little bit late to change the down. Nick Amendola in at quarterback, still in that shotgun. So Tevin Washington lined up next to him. And we'll hand it off to Washington again, who get tackled behind the line immediately. Look to be number 62, Christopher Erfurt.
Good sniff out there by Erfurt. Got off the ball real quick and low, and it was right there for him.
Norwin just seems every time to just be stuffed by this Plum Mustang defense. Just, you know, whatever they run, whether it's just the sweep play or the quarterback keeper by Amendola. The Mustangs, you guys can totally agree with me how they stuffed this Norwood defense, or offense, excuse me, so far tonight.
So we a loss of 3 in the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8 now, ball on the 23-yard line. Nick Amendola almost dropped the snap, but he will keep it and he will run closer to us, and a good throw, but just out of the reach of number 5, Jonathan Lachota. And Nick Amendola, when he plays, he's not having the best of games. But I don't know about you guys, but he looks kind of like an NFL quarterback that's here in Pittsburgh, the way he's built.
He's a bigger guy. He's a mobile guy. You know, he's got a lot of tools. He runs well, and he's got a decent arm strength. It's the accuracy with the short game and the mid-range throws that have really hurt him. 15 to 20-yard passes. They just haven't been connecting for him so far tonight.
And there's another
fake.
They will fake it again, and it looks like they will get this one. And the ball will be out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Well, you know what? It's actually hard to call that a fake. The rugby kicks, a lot of the times they do that because it gives the kicker the option to run himself if there's nobody there. And, you know, that may have been a called fake, but that also the option is his on a rugby kick that he could just take it and run. And there was nobody on that side of the field for the Mustangs.
See that a lot in college football.
You do,
yeah.
Especially the mid-major teams. You do see it a lot.
And it catches the big guys off guard a couple times, you know.
9:42
It's a good tool. Plus,
remaining.
you want to get a good roll on a kick.
9:42
That's why
remaining
you
in the
see
quarter.
a lot of foreign kickers so popular now with the rugby kicks.
And there's a snap. He will hand it off to number 33, Andrew Phipps, who will get 2 yards on that one. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. So we approach 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. Mustangs still lead this one 30-0.
Yeah, these Australian rugby kickers converted NFL punters, a.k.a. former Steeler Brad Wing and current NFL Giant punter. I wish they would let him move out more and make a rugby-style kick.
Exactly.
They're tough guys, and they come from Australia, and rugby's for real over there.
Nick Amendola will throw. A strong throw, but it'll be inaccurate. It'll be picked off by Kevin Brown.
Great play by Kevin Brown.
Really
he was
nice
aware of where the wide receiver was, saw the ball and made his move. That's what good corners do, guys.
I love to see Kevin Brown pumped up, guys. What a great football player, great athlete he is, playing basketball with him for 2 years. Great job by Kevin Brown right there.
It's kind of easy to forget the kid plays basketball, too. He's a tremendous athlete. He's fantastic.
And Nick, as we've seen it as, you know, former teammates with KB, you never see him pumped up like that. It's very good to see him like
He's a very conservative leader. He leads on the field with his play, but he's an easy guy to be a teammate with. He's a really, really good player, and he's all about the team, and he made a really big play for the team there.
This is the 2nd interception that Kevin Brown has had in this game. I believe there's the 3rd one that Nick Amendola has thrown in this game. Corey Thomas and the quarterback, who handed off to Jaleel Bay. And there is a really late hit by Norwood. That was number 86, Remington Lojas, but it would not be a flag. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Games like this where it's a little bit chippy and it's out of hand, teams don't like each other too much. You get plays like that sometimes. You just hope you don't get anything too detrimental to the team.
Frustration builds throughout the game, especially when the Mustangs have been playing such as well as they have been throughout the game. Obviously, the Knights, you know, were hoping it'd be a closer game. They thought it would be a closer game, but it's just frustrations and tensions are high. I couldn't agree with you more.
Corey Thomas will get the snap. He will hand it off to Jaleel Bay, who will find some room and get the 1st down. Looks like they will spot that at the 43-yard line. So with 1st down and 10, ball in the 43, 8 minutes, 1 second remaining in the game. Mustangs lead this one 30-0. The Norwin fans have left mostly, except for the parents that remain, while the Mustang side is still full. One of the larger turnouts we will see here at Mustang Stadium. Homecoming night. Corey Thomas will hand the ball off to Jaleel Bay. Jaleel Bay will get to the outside, and he will get another first down.
I'll tell you what, guys, Jaleel Bay has some serious speed. He hits the hole hard.
Because we saw him a lot more in the earlier games this year. But since then, we've seen Carlos Santo in North Hills. And recently, we've seen Kevin Brown and Nick Cox and more. But 4 capable running backs on this team. Actually, 4 extremely capable running backs on this team that can each split very heavy workloads. Now with Corey Thomas in shotgun, with a very, very athletic quarterback in there, he will fake the handoff to Jaleel and pitch it to Kevin Brown, who will get knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So we have 2nd down and 2 coming up.
And you know, guys, I think over the years, playing on some teams that struggled a little bit, there were a lot of games that you know, Joe and I were a part of where there was one kid another team had, and you said, well, he was just really, really on another level. And watching Kevin Brown, it almost seems like all the other teams that play Plum now are kind of like, well, he's just on another level.
Corey Thomas still in at quarterback. He'll hand it off to Brown. Brown will get the first down.
It's day and night, guys. Day and night from last year. He is hitting the hole. Last year, he would kind of stutter and try and go outside, but he sees the hole right away, and he just goes for it.
The ball will
lowers his shoulders, too.
That was
physical.
That was with Nick Coxon and Kevin Brown. The struggle was you see that it looks open outside. You don't hit that hole. And you get blocked up because their blocking is set up for the inside run off tackle. And when you mature as a running back and when you start to see it develop and wait for your blocking, that's really when you flourish. And all these young backs are really starting to get that point.
Patrick Crossy in at quarterback, ball in the 17. He will keep it and he will run and he will get to the outside. He will shake off a tackler and get a couple yards. There's a flag on the play.
A lot of yellow laundry tonight, guys.
I think they are inside the 20, and Jake, do you know what that means?
Well, that means it's time for the Heinz Red Zone. Pick up your thick and rich Heinz ketchup any place. Ketchup is sold, preferably at your local Giant Eagle.
5:56 remaining in the quarter.
Jake, I just want to know what happens if I pick it up at Community Market.
About that, Community Market's just as fine. It's a local community market. Shop and save. Yeah, I do shop and save too. Absolutely, any of those 3. As long as you're in Pittsburgh, guys, and you know, if you say Giant Eagle, and if you're from Pittsburgh, it's Giant Eagle.
It is.
So you know what? Just.
And you know where you're going, and you know what you need.
And now Kraft and Heinz are kind of combining a little bit, not to get off the football game, but Heinz is just such a great product, guys.
Absolutely. Every product they sell.
Every time, guys. And we see Matt Goodland in the game now at quarterback, Logan.
Matt Goodland will hand the ball off to number 27.
Guys, looks like we're seeing a couple of the JV linemen come in. Looks like a whole new crew.
It was Nicholas Pampina who got the handoff. He tackled immediately. It looks like he's favoring a leg, but he will not go to the trainers. Instead, go right back into the huddle as we approach 5 minutes now. Ball will be on the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 22. Coming up here in the 4th quarter. 30-0 lead for your Mustangs.
And, you know, a lot of people, this is, you know, any level of football, this is when you turn the game off, is when you go to red zone, you see what other games are that are more interesting on. This is a really important part of the game for guys like Coach Morgan to see what he has and what he has to work with to make his players better in the future.
And again, Matt Goodland will hand it off to Nicholas Pampina, who will get tackled behind the line again.
It's also interesting because for some of these guys, or most of them actually, you know, they don't see time under the lights. So, I mean, it's a big time thing for them. So it's always good to see the guys out there that work hard, just as hard as the guys that play on Friday nights. And these are the guys of the future. So it's good to see, you know, everyone get in, especially in a game like this.
It's a myth that the starters are the starters because they're the ones working harder. The starters are the starters because those are the ones the most experienced and the most capable. Everybody on this Plum Mustangs team is working really, really hard, and it's well deserving that they get an opportunity.
And the record shows it so far.
The record absolutely shows it.
3rd down and 25 now, ball on the 34-yard line. Matthew Goodwin will get handed to Pampina, and this time he'll get some positive yardage and might put them in field goal range.
Dun-dun-dun, here comes Chapla. Needs to have his own theme music. That's how important he is to this Plum Mustangs team.
Used to be about a 40.
About 44 yards, it looks like.
This would be impressive if he makes a 46 and 44 in the same game.
3:23 remaining in the game. 30-0 lead. Jake Chappell looking to make it a 33-point lead. And they will wait for that play clock to tick all the way down. Take as much time off the game clock as they can. There's the snap, and the kick is up. It has the distance, and it is good.
And then some, guys. He had a lot of leg on that.
He drilled that one.
So exactly 3 minutes remaining in the game now. Jake Chapla makes this a 33-point lead game. Your Mustangs lead this one 33-0.
And this is, guys, we've seen it. It was a quite long time ago when we saw Pat McAfee. But this is when you see now, especially in Chapla's senior year, them separate him. Almost like you would say the quote, the boys to the men. Now you see why he is capable of kicking at a Division I level in college, guys.
And now you see why he's working on his punting game, working on his extra points. Because guys like that, there's so many pretty good kickers in high school football, where if you can do just a little bit more than somebody else, maybe make an extra yard on that kick in practice, it's a really, really big deal for those colleges because there's a lot of them out there.
Jake Chapla.
And this is a kid kicking 44, 46 field goals in high school. You look at Alabama's kicker; he can't hit a 33-yard field goal. So I mean, look at the head and shoulders Jake Chapla's above right now.
Yep.
There are NFL kickers that can't hit that one. Look at Josh Scobie.
Exactly.
Can't hit a dang extra point, man.
I mean, that's impressive. If you're hitting 45-plus yards in high school, I mean, imagine what he can do in college. I mean,
it's something you shouldn't underestimate because it really just is that impressive.
Yeah.
And there is a booming kick. It has height, but not as much distance as we usually see. Tevin Washington will return this. He'll get past the 20. We'll get down to the 34-yard line.
I was going to say, if he made the tackle right there, too, guys, we can officially call him the doer of everything.
Now, I would like to go back. I should not make fun of Josh Scobie. He is my fantasy kicker, mainly because I like his last name for my team name, Scobie Dobie Doo. Probably one of my more favorite team names. So hopefully he starts making those extra points, and I can keep that team name. So get 2 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in the game. Norwin has the ball. It will be a handoff. There's number 3, Tevin Washington.
Boy, a couple nice moves by Washington right there. A couple steps to the right, steps to the left, making a couple nice moves, and got a well-earned 7 yards there on that carry.
Jake, and Washington was a little bit beat up at halftime, and it's good to see that he's healthy and in there playing.
In that quarterback now is number 10, Brock Dieter, their backup. Nick Amendola, one of the better quarterbacks in Whippeals, finishes unfortunately with a bad day. Tevin Washington will run back a couple of yards, but will manage to get about where they were. This looks to be a loss of 1 on the play. 2 minutes remaining in the game. 33-0 lead for the Mustangs.
Well, Plum will be at Kiski next week, correct, Logan?
That is correct. Next week they will travel to Kiski. A couple more, which should be wins. Kiski, Connellsville, before they face their biggest test as they go to McKeesport. And they'll be dropped. It's number 85, Brendan Gustafaro, who drops the pass. So we'll see 4th down here.
And that was Dante Bernardi, the junior, with a nice hit there. He's a hard-working guy for the Mustangs.
Very hard-working guy. Always came in with a smile on his face, and Yeah, he's
nice
another one of those
him,
guys.
Nice to see him play under the Friday night lights.
An easy guy to be a teammate of. He's a really, really good guy to practice with.
There's the snap. They will throw. Will be a nice catch there, but they will not get the first. Actually, they will roll it incomplete. This will be 1st and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line. As we talk about the schedule coming up, Jake mentioned Kiski. Next week we will go to Kiski. We will broadcast that game before coming back to Connersville. And the Mustangs have 2 weeks in a row of their toughest opponents, McKeesport and then Penn Trafford.
And that Penn Trafford game is that senior night, correct? That's the last home game.
That is correct. That is the last home game.
That will be a huge game.
That may very well decide who wins the conference between however McKeesport does a couple weeks before against Penn Trafford.
Absolutely.
Stated earlier, Plum is ranked 2nd in the conference. Penn Trafford is a team right ahead of them ranked. And in overall, Plum is 7th, McKeesport 8th. You see 3 very good teams.
If I'm not mistaken, I think PT already beat McKeesport last week.
Yeah, they did last week, correct. They held Khalid Hudson to 81 yards rushing, the recruit of many Division I schools.
And that's a real challenge. He is an excellent athlete, one of the better athletes we have played against in our careers.
I may have to come back for PT versus Plum. I mean, that'll be an incredible game.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Sounds good to me.
No doubt.
Well, last year when we went to PT, the general consensus around the Whippeal was that PT would end up winning that game by a large margin.
Right.
But I do not remember the final score, but I remember it being a lot closer than what a lot of people thought it should have been. So Mustangs really held their own.
It was 17-10.
Absolutely. You guys played. That was by far one of your better games, I thought, even though it was a losing effort. And you guys really played well that game. I was really proud to watch that game, especially at Penn Trafford, even though it was an L.
Pampina will break a couple of tackles, but it looks like that will come back to haunt him as number 7, Matthew Lamani, with a huge hit. It'll be a loss of 5, I believe, on the play.
And you know, Jake, you talk about our performance against Penn Trafford last season, and really, I think that was one of the prouder efforts that the coaches had of us as players, and personally, you know, as a player and a group of players. You know, we fought and clawed back with probably the 2nd best team in the Whippeals. And
one of the
that
things
was a proud night for us.
One of the most interesting things I found that game was PT coming with a huge passing attack and then that being almost non-existent in the entire game. So there's a flag on the play. Did not see who it would be, but looks like the Mustangs are backing up.
Yeah, Logan, and even we saw post-game, trying to get some post-game interviews with you guys too. That was one of your, I could say, one of your more upsetting losses, because you guys knew you were in that game for the entire game, and you guys, just like we did in the booth, we knew you guys were in that game from the start, and no one was counting you out other than, you know, all the papers can say whatever they want, but you guys knew that you guys could beat them.
It was one of the prouder moments of being a Mustang personally.
So the penalty was
we fought very well in that game.
The penalty was against Norwin, so we'll move the Mustangs up 5 yards. We 2nd down and 10, ball on the 41 again. And the Mustangs will go into victory formation and take
That's
a lead.
it, boys. 4-0. I can't remember the last time Plum started the season 4-0.
And they are giving a standing O to this team, guys. Well deserved.
Huge win on homecoming night. Before this game officially ends, we would again like to congratulate homecoming queen Lisa Reddington and the whole homecoming court. And now the game is officially over. Your Mustangs will start off 4-0 as they just keep on rolling, 33-0. Jake, your thoughts on the game?
Well, Logan, from the outset, You know, we honestly thought with two good teams here, this would be a close game. The Mustangs proved it from the beginning of the game that this was their game. They were going to determine what happened in this game because it was either the Mustangs were going to win this game or the Mustangs were going to lose this game on themselves, if you know what I'm saying. So the Mustangs completely proved themselves tonight by forcing turnovers, scoring on the deep bombs, the 97-yard run by Nick Coxon. Great job overall for the Mustangs tonight, and a 33-0 huge win to move to 4-0.
Nick, your thoughts?
It's great to see the Mustangs controlling the football. Great to see the Mustangs stopping people on defense. I love it. And it's a proud night again to be a Mustang. And to for the football team, congratulations. Congratulations again to Lisa Reddington of being the queen. And now we get an opportunity to see the band.
Yep.
So thank you guys very much for having us tonight. It was a great experience.
Joe, your thoughts?
Absolutely wonderful night to be in the booth with all you guys again. I mean, you can't say enough about it. I miss Plum so much, and it's just so great to see this community come together and see a football team like this. I mean, it's been so long. I mean, other than last year was memorable, but this team really has potential to do something great. And to just see them perform like this, I'm just a proud alumnus, guys. I'm just a proud alumnus. Pleasure being in the booth with you guys. And that's a wrap. Mustangs are 4-0.
So the Mustangs, like Joe said, are 4-0. Next week we will be at Kiski. 7:30 is the game time. We will bring you that one. Of course, we mentioned the rest of the year, Connellsville and then McKeesport and Penn Trafford. Those are games you got to mark on your calendar. Your Mustangs win this one 33-0. I'm Logan Carney, again joined by Dylan Fantone, Ricky Stickle, Tyler Wilson, Mr. Rick Barat, and my good friends and mentors, Jake Matolo, Nick Poprocki, and Joe Nania. It's been a pleasure broadcasting with you once again. We will not cut as we will bring you the Plum's Marching Band, but that will be enough from them. Actually, we are not bringing Plum's Marching Band, as I was just informed. Late injury scratch, my guessing. So that will be it. One final time. Your score in this one: Plum Mustangs 33, Norwin nothing.